The Denver Pioneers storm into Ann Arbor as the top seed in the Western region. Meanwhile, Michigan enjoys the home ice advantage at Yost Arena after knocking out St. Cloud State last night. A bid for the Frozen Four is on the line. From Yost Arena in Ann Arbor, Michigan, NCAA Productions presents the 2002 Division I Ice Hockey Championship. Tonight's quarterfinal round, the West Region game, features the 4-seed Michigan on home ice against the top seed Denver Pioneers. Hello again, everyone. So glad you could join us from Yost Arena once again. Dave Ryan alongside the coach, Doug Wook. Exciting action here as Colorado College took on Minnesota. The Golden Gophers advancing, but in the East, some exciting action as well.
Oh, great hockey. Very good hockey. A lot of nice highlights coming out of this package. You watch what happens early, though. Minnesota scores the first goal on their own goaltender.
For you, Maine coach, that was John Aronin against Harvard, winning it for the Black Bears, just 2-0-2 in overtime. That means Maine will advance on to the national quarterfinals to take on BU in Worcester, Massachusetts. And the winner of that one is going off to the Frozen Four, as are the Gophers.
Well, Minnesota has the first goal scored, but it's against their own goaltender, but it puts CC up 1-0. Gophers tally back quickly with Patoli putting it in upper corner, assist to Riddle and DePole. Some more Gopher highlights here, and the great power play shot by Nicky Angel. And then here's Jeff Tate with magic hands as he beats Sanger low in the far corner. Now we get some more action, but it's on the other end of the net, where Sena puts an upper shot goal in the corner, and now Pohl does a breakaway, comes in and salts the game 4-2.
So, Doug, with Minnesota's victory heading back to the Twin Cities in style, here's how the brackets shape up. Minnesota is already in. The winner of our second game here tonight in Ann Arbor, Michigan and Denver will go as well. Out east, UMaine, BU, Cornell, and New Hampshire go head-to-head tomorrow, all for a spot in the Frozen Four. When we return, we'll preview more of this big game. Michigan and Denver coming up next. For the first time since 1999, the Denver Pioneers, the top seed here in the West, are into the NCAA tournament. Welcome back, everybody. Coach Wook, it's going to be a difficult challenge for the Pioneers because, as you can hear behind us, an amazing home ice atmosphere. And last night against St. Cloud State, Josh Blackburn in net was very effective for the Wolverines.
He's a seasoned veteran, no question about it. He made lots of nice saves last night. One of the reasons they're still in play is because of his good play. He's been there before. He knows how to handle these situations. Look at him go. He's a terrific player. Oh, boy. Jed Ortmeyer, he hit the hit of the weekend.
The team captain and effective leader on and off the ice, Red Berenson, has told us whenever his team needs a big hit, Jed Ortmeyer can do that. And in goal, of course, for Denver, the big story with a Hobie Baker finalist as well.
Wade Dublowitz has been everything for Denver. .945 save percentage, that's incredible. 23 wins, just a couple of losses. And he can play the down shots, the up shots. He's a competitor. He's a fun guy to be around. He's a clown. Oh, boy, can he play. Well, the St. Paul native, Chris Paradise, has played every position on this team except for goaltender. He's their leading goal scorer with 21. Hardest shot in the league, according to Coach Dwozdecky.
Raucous crowd in Ann Arbor, and that's got to be the biggest challenge for this Denver team. Many think in Colorado a difficult challenge for them, because as a top seed, they get the honor of trying to play on road ice against the Wolverines with such a great crowd atmosphere here.
Well, it's not going to be easy for them, but they're a team of resilience. They have great defense, starting with the goaltender. They play sound, solid hockey. You have to beat them. They don't beat themselves.
We are now set for the national anthem here in Ann Arbor. Michigan and Josh Blackburn get set to take on DU, the Pioneers.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Veteran coach Red Berenson is ready for another war in his 18th season at Michigan. 475 career wins. In the NCAAs, 18-11 and a couple of national championships. This program has won an NCAA best 9 titles. Win number 475 came last night. George Gwozdecky, the WCAHA Coach of the Year, with an amazing effort for the Pioneers. They're back in the NCAAs.
Wonderful job by George. He wasn't picked in the top 5 in the league. Can you imagine that? He's done a great job. He's got his team playing well. He's a Ron Mason disciple, and you see the team, you see kind of a mirror of each other.
We talked about Wade Dublowitz and the amazing numbers he's put up this year. 20-3. The goals against outstanding. And Adam Burkle, his backup, has been equally impressive.
Well, he didn't stop, I should say, alternating until about playoff time. He was going with one, then going with the other night after night, and that was a tough tandem to beat.
Final 5 WCHA playoffs. Dublowitz was the MVP, the junior, out of British Columbia, Canada. And again, that final Wolverine meeting, and what will be their final game on home ice at Yost Arena. Last night we were so impressed with the atmosphere. The fans get into it. Red Berenson tonight told us, Doug, before the game, how much that means to his team, so much energy it can create.
Well, they've got a young team, a lot of freshmen playing there, only 3 seniors, I believe, so that extra emotion helps those guys get through some situations they may not be so lucky at.
Josh Blackburn, the outstanding Michigan goalie, has been here before. Last NCAA appearance prior to last night's game was a loss in the Frozen Four to Boston College, the eventual national champion. Last night against St. Cloud State, stopped 22 of 24 shots. That came his way, and we are underway here in Ann Arbor. Paul well handling in his own zone. Michigan can skate with the best of them. They did play last night, of course, and DU had the night off. First seed had the bye. We'll see the Wolverines come out. Very physical, punishing style of play. We saw the huge Jet Ortmeyer hit on Matt Hendricks. St. Cloud State was probably still a little fuzzy after that. Shot put right on by Lakush Dora, 13 in the white sweater. Out there at Paradise. It's Paradise, their leading goal scorer in Denver. Dora from the Czech Republic. He'll head off on a change. Just underway here from Michigan. Here's Eric Adams to handle. Pioneers in the home whites. The long streak of Michigan wearing the maize on their home ice has got to end. 10-1-1 over the past 12 with the home maize sweater since they made the switch from the traditional home whites. But they can't wear them now as the lower seed. Greg Barber bust in. Off that left wing a shot, and Blackburn's tested early. Here comes Andy Burns on defense for Michigan. No toss into the offensive zone with Mink following up on a full check. Chanel leading scorer, trying to feed Mink down low. Off the intercept. Here comes Dole. He's the team's leading scorer, 22 in the white sweater. Kevin Dole, junior winger. Denver trying to bring it out. He's got caught up in traffic. Elon Geist the intercept. That's thrown down low by Woodford. Another one of these youngsters. So many freshmen in the lineup for Red Berenson's team. As Doug mentioned, he's relying on a lot of fresh faces to come up with a huge victory here tonight and send the Wolverines to the Frozen Four.
They were good last night. They did kind of descend in their play as the game went on. They're going to face a big picket fence here coming over the blue line. They'll have to deal with that.
UC Holomé is crushed into the end boards, and we know Michigan can get physical. Yard sale at Center Ice. Equipment is flying everywhere. Woodford tries for the big hit as he tried to line up Greg Keith.
Looked like the mudroom someplace.
Loose equipment. And the play is whistled down. That is icing.
Oh, yes. One thing Denver will do, they'll have 3 guys back, sometimes 4. Then they try to counter off that, make you make a turnover. Michigan's got the right strategy. They're coming over the blue line, over the red line, and dumping it in. They're trying not trying to beat people one-on-one.
Denver leads the series. Remember, the two teams were in the WCHA together for so long, and that ending back in the 81-82 season, 46-35-1. Old rivals.
Old rivals. Michigan State was in that as well.
David Neal, the corner, battling. Out there with Matt Weber from Binghamton, New York, a 7-2 boy. He tried to create here in the offensive zone. Hit hard in his own end. As Craig Murray try to get a piece of him. Murray and Neal come together hard. Just behind the goal line. This will be physical. And I'm sure Denver watched closely as Michigan tattooed the Huskies of St. Cloud State so many times and really intimidated to a certain extent St. Cloud State. Knocked two of the players out of the game.
It is. Denver doesn't mind getting mixed up either. They like to play physical on the board, so this could be a great matchup.
18 in the dark sweater is David Moss with a big hit at center ice. Tried to knock Neal off his skates. Regain Mike Camilleri. He's the leading playmaker. 13 in the dark sweaters. He ever impressive. Someday will be a star for the LA Kings or whoever ends up keeping him in the NHL. Wortmeyer with a big hit, throwing the weight around again. And Rogers tracks it down in his own zone. Lansky tried for a difficult play at center ice. And here's the freshman Eric Nystrom. Camilleri comes loose behind the net. Trying to set something up. He's nailed hard. And a penalty is coming up. Ryan Caldwell slams Camilleri to the ice. And he draws the penalty early. Caldwell's going to go.
This is a good call. Gets the old forearm. Just pops it. I don't know what he's complaining about. Watch number 21. Boom. Just give him the old forehand right under the Adam's apple. Watch his left arm. Boom. I guess that's a penalty. No matter what league you're in. I think that's an easy one. But you can see there's a little excitement in the crowd. The kids are feeling it. They're going back to back, up and down. Don't forget, Denver's got a young team, too. They're really a team of the future. A couple of veteran defensemen, but the rest of those guys are pretty young.
After Craig Murray scored a power play goal for the Wolverines in front of the home crowd last night, make it 9 straight games. Michigan has at least one power play goal, a season best. And over the 9 games, the power play is scorching. 11 for 44. And now they'll try to get it going again. Helmut takes the draw. He scored a goal last night to seal the deal against St. Cloud State and end the season for the Huskies. Komisarek, the big defenseman, be with the Montreal Canadiens soon, we think. 7th overall draft pick and the entry draft at Sunrise, Florida last year.
Last time he got on scale, he's 240.
Last time.
They brought in one from the stockyards.
Red Berenson said he's like a bull on skates. Just an tremendous power, but has pretty good feet, too. And the heavy shot. Milan Gaish from the sharp angle. And Dudlowitz has the easy save.
One thing you have to deal with when you're playing Denver Pioneers, Jesse Cook is a big guy. So is Vines. And so is McKenzie. They're 6+. And they make it tough for you to get rebounds. Hard to get to the goalie.
Last night, 1 for 6. It was Murray's blast from the left point that got deflected off a couple of bodies from St. Cloud State and into the net. Eric Adams trying to clear the zone. And Chris Paradise sends all the way through the neutral zone and down.
Good face-off team, Denver, as well, especially in their own end. They got the big draw there.
Outstanding freshman defenseman, Warner. He's for the forward, Shania. And Camilleri to bring to the offensive zone. Ortmeyer throwing that weight around again. The junior captain, hand-picked by Red Berenson. Trying to lead it. Warner gloves it down. He charges through the man in front. It's Ortmeyer. Rebound loose. And a shot is stopped. Dudlowitz in close as he shuts down Eric Nystrom with a nice save.
Notice he had his balance. He never went to his knees. He was still on his feet. Handled that so well.
Nice look into the eyes there of Dudlowitz and how calm he is. That's a presence the Hobey Baker finalist brings to this team. Coaches can't stop talking about how calming the presence is in between the pipes and how that can relax the entire team on the ice and the bench.
No question. No question. He's a fun kid, too. Construction development is what his major is. I tell you, watch his legs. Whoop, nice all the way down. Watch the pickoff there. Good play by Warner. Watch him get back up on his feet, take the next shot. Still in balance, still in good shape. He likes to go down low, and he kind of peeks over. But this kid is really good. Got a chance to watch him play 4 or 5 times this year. He's fun to be around. He likes, I said last week, what do you think? Give me something to say in the air. He says, may the best team win. Love it.
Second shutout of the year and 5th of his career came against Colorado College. This is now the final 5. CHA in St. Paul, the XL Energy Center. 26 stops in that game. He's got a couple saves here early. Can the power play, but that is whistled down offside at the blue line.
Woodruff is going to go for a little, well, undesired conduct.
That means 4-on-4, probably an unsportsmanlike minor. So Woodford will have 4-on-4 for 10 seconds. Play was whistled down.
But he gave him a shot after the whistle. Heath was on the ground, but he turned around and gave him an elbow.
So Woodford goes at 5:35 here of the first period. And Red Baronson's team will be down 5-on-4 for a minute 50 as soon as the 4-on-4 expires. It could be a big break here for Denver.
But they'll get a chance for power play. It's an average power play, but they've got a chance to go.
Assistant captain is McKenzie. That's the rush up ice. Swistak got a piece of it at center. Now the power play underway for DU. Jesse Cook. Kicked off by Swistak at center ice. Blackburn will play behind his own net. Lansky in his face trying to create something offensively for the Pioneers. And it's swept down again. White helmet in the freshman. Hand in the dark sweater was very impressive last night. In addition to the goal we told you about. That was big face-offs. Played very well in zone in. Swistak trying to do that here. And out beyond the blue line. McKenzie can't hold it in. Here's Yolansky. Trying to weave through traffic for goal. Team's leading scorer, 22 in white. A big season offensively, but again, it's cleared away. The freshman Helminen getting the job done.
A lot of speed. Helminen's fastest guy in the rink. Both teams here. And I tell you what, the Wolverines have a lot of quick forwards, so they just keep putting out new fresh ones.
All well for James. Had it broken up though at center by Mark Mink, and he'll clear at least into the defensive zone of DU. Caldwell and Paradise will try to bring it up. Paradise team's leader in goal scorers. Shania on the forecheck short-handed, getting it loose for a while. Under 30 to go in the first Pioneer power play of the night. Ron Foster gets the pass back from David Neal. Cruz in on the right wing. Watched closely by the freshman Eric Warner. Great defenseman he has been. Caldwell waits, fires a shot. High with the shoulder of Blackburn. Loose for a moment. James in the corner. Out to Caldwell. Got Paradise at one point. Throws toward the net. Puck loose for a moment. Rebound loose. And kicked out to the circle. Paradise between the circle shoots. It's stopped by Blackburn. Loose behind him. And then deflected wide, and the net is knocked off the pegs. 2 shots on the Pioneer power play. Lots of pressure on Blackburn, but still nothing across.
Paradise is the guy you want with the puck if you're from Denver. Then Neal gets the rebound. But Blackburn, he hangs tough. He didn't panic.
It's that calming presence with Dublowitz and Blackburn. So important in playoff time. We're still scoreless in Ann Arbor. CCHA champion Michigan Wolverines won the Ron Mason Cup over Michigan State at the Joe in Detroit on St. Patty's Day. Meanwhile, Denver coming out of the WCHA. St. Paul, champions of that conference, regular season and the tournament. On the Final 5 at the XL Energy Center. We have high-level college hockey action for you here from Ann Arbor. Just about 8 minutes in first period. Camilleri carries across the line, and Dublowitz will take no further chance. Little rough stuff with Ortmeyer, who loves to mix it up out there.
Well, if there's a play near the net, you're going to find Ortmeyer there. That's one of the advantages he gives to this team. He gives them leadership, hand-picked captains. Been noted quite a few times, but that's quite a statement for Red Berenson to pick this young kid out and say, hey, you're the leader of our group out here. I'm hand-picking you. He had a great night last night. He made some big physical statements that helped those young guys. When you have a big guy like that, when you have a young team who sticks his nose in there, that gives them a little more backbone. And that's exactly what they need because they've got a lot of skill.
I asked Red before the game today about that hit with Ortmeyer as he just planted Matt Hendricks into the next zip code.
Yeah.
And he said it's the best hit he's seen all year.
Well,
so we were here for it. At the point. Held in by Andy Burns. Nystrom following up, the son of former New York Islander great Bob Nystrom. 4 Stanley Cups for Ann Arbor. We're here in Ann Arbor. That's where Michigan wants a victory. Yolansky at center. Intercepted by Burns. The defenseman skates so well here for Michigan. Camilleri was caught in the zone. He's got to clear himself out. In the meantime, he'll knock over Kevin Yolansky.
Referees have sure let this tournament play. All the games have been officiated well. We'll give you those referees. We'll get a chance here.
Kustura from the Czech Republic trying to create. Instead, it comes out for an ice from the freshman. He'll jump into the offensive zone and sprints off on a change. Another rookie in Moss will follow up. On the move, quickly into the offensive zone. Greg Barber trying to fire off a shot. Komisarek, huge defenseman, makes the intercept, and he'll bring up ice himself. Try to hit Moss to the blue line. What kind of physical element can Michigan offer? We see the big defensemen, the big forwards too.
Yeah, they get big forwards, a little young yet, but their wingers are big. Their centermen are really small, smallest group that he's ever had here.
Play is whistled down for icing. 10:45 left in our opening period from Ann Arbor. A spot in the Frozen Four awaits the winner between Michigan and Denver. Shots are 4-3 for the Wolverines. The big shot laid by Jed Ortmeyer. Bang! Right there on Matt Hendricks, who got caught with his head down. And boy, Red Berenson said it perfectly. That's a once-in-a-lifetime type hit, and Ortmeyer let Hendricks have it.
Hendricks is one tough cowboy, too. He didn't play the rest of the game, and of course you don't like to see that, but that's part of the game as well.
Max Bolt takes the draw. UC Halame from Finland in the right point. His shot was blocked in the slot. Physical play there as Warner gets hammered by Keith. Warner's only about 5'8", 160 pounds. Keith trying to leave his skates. That's going to be a penalty. Yeah, left his skates in the corner, trying to knock over Michael Woodford and set the tone here physically, and he's going to go.
Well, he does leave his feet. Comes up with the elbow down in the left corner. More so the elbow than leaving the feet. He got that thing up there pretty high. And it was a charge as well. They don't call charging a whole lot more here, but it used to be common. You could only take 2 quick strides. I think he had more than 2.
He's in for the next 2, and now the Michigan power play again on the ice, head-to-head with Coach Squazdecki's Pioneers. The last time Michigan had such success in the power play, we talked about the 9 straight games with at least 1 power play tally. 99-2000 had 11 straight that year. So a chance here tonight, maybe in the Frozen Four, to set a new record, some more history for UM hockey. Camilleri offensive zone. He operates at 1 point of the power play. Shenea will crisscross with Ortmeyer, the captain. Here's Shenea outside that left circle. There's a power play underway for Camilleri. Big drive, puck loose. Adams trying to swing it out. And Neal will clear to the half boards, but not out of the zone. Nice battle by Shenea to keep the puck alive in the offensive end. Here's Warner, freshman blue liner for Red Berenson's team. Shenea handle. Camilleri one-time drive. Rebound loose on the far side. Warner was cruising in from his point spot. Great play by Camilleri to knock it down, then avoid the odd man rush the other way. Shenea holds on to it. Here's Camilleri charging through as he walks in. Body sliding everywhere. McKenzie went down to block the shot. Camilleri trying to regain it. Finally, Paradise clears.
We got a football game going here.
Broncos Lions. That's what it feels like.
Oh, boy. I'll tell you, what a great job they do in protecting that goaltender down there. First shot you get, but the second one, hard to find.
Barber and Ice hit him the far boards at center. Greg Murray stood up by Cook. Battle in the near corner. Milan Geisch had a great goal last night as he charged out from the end boards against St. Cloud State and had a helper late on the other goal scored by a freshman, Dwight Helmanen.
Well, you had 3 freshmen out in this power play. Griesner, Geisch, and Helmanen. And you got the sophomore on the blue line, Komisarek. And you got an old veteran, Craig Murray was on that. Now they got Vancic out there. He's the old-timer on the team. He and Blackburn.
Saw a shot of Jason Risnar, 22, in the dark sweater from Alaska, Anchorage. That's the freshman. He had a goal last night, too. Here's a veteran, Vancic. Komisarek trying to throw toward the net. And Vancic looking to regain himself at the left point. Helmanen couldn't find a handle. Now come the Pioneers. Barber across the line. Faked the shot. He'll hold for a while. Final 5 seconds of the Michigan power play. Nice job here on the PK unit to kill some time, maybe create a chance. Minute 13. Time in the attack zone during the power play. For the Wolverines, we're back to even strength.
I like Barber. He's strong, he's quick release. He did test Blackburn once early on.
Luke Fulgham trying to bother the oncoming rush of the Wolverines. Milan Geisch in the corner regains, comes off the half board, try to make a move around Caldwell. Puck was loose, and Geisch almost fished it through for a good look at Dublowitz. Now Fulgham starts to rush the other way. They'll regain on that left point and send to the near wing. You see Halame from Finland. Looks there for Max Bowles. Halame at the right point. Sent down low. Here's Weber. Just outside the right circle. With possession time here for the Pioneers.
Halame keeps getting the puck to know where to go with it.
Exactly. See how quickly the D-zone coverage moves around for the Wolverines. Matt Weber out to the point, and a shot deflected over the right shoulder. Penalties coming up. It'll be against Michigan. Some interference in front, it appears, as Max Bull was hammered in front of the net. And Michigan will be shorthanded. Werner, the freshman's going to go.
There's Werner going in. He's a tough kid.
We'll see how tough the PK unit is for Michigan when we return to Yost Arena in Ann Arbor. It's the West Regional. It's the quarterfinal. Someone's going to the Frozen Four. Who will it be? So Werner will go to the box for the next two. Second-generation Wolverine. His dad actually scored the first goal ever in this building.
Oh, I guess I didn't realize that historic, though.
Here is Foster out the point. He'll work in the offensive zone for Caldwell. James trying to feed it down low. Comes out for Caldwell. One-time drive. A lot of heat on that shot. From the point, rebound loose. James a shot in the slot. And it's blocked away. Paradise had it stripped. Shania almost had a break shorthanded, but he lost his footing at the last moment. Cross-ice dumping again by DU. Work in the offensive zone. Foster trying to get loose. 15 in white. He goes to the front of the net. Now the back to return the pass out to the point for Caldwell. This Paradise, Caldwell. Look again for John Foster. Had Neal set up in between the circles. Swistak knocked it down. And we have got a whistle.
A little carry the puck there. He wanted to get rid of it, just got stuck in his glove. Now he gets the second power play here. Although McKenzie, Aaron McKenzie, number 20 at the point, he's really probably the best offensive defense we've got. So in a way, it's the second team forwards, first team defense. About equal. Kevin Dole's brother played at Duluth. Tough guy. Lucius Dora, your buddy, playing. You can say it, I can't.
I'm used to the NHL names, the Slovaks, the Czechs.
I got to hesitate.
Dora, okay, we'll go with that.
Dora.
Number in white. You say 13, I'll
13,
say his name.
I can't say that. Dora. I'll say Dora. You say Dora.
Dublowitz will lead for the defense, and the rush up ice here from Cook.
He's a big guy, good passer. Takes a lot of real estate up.
Under a minute to go, power play time. Goal charging in. He's had a good season offensively. We talked about his team-leading scoring numbers and with a power play as well. Dora, far corner. And Komisarek intercept, and he'll rip it.
I think if Denver has a weakness, they just don't have an elderly go-to guy. But wouldn't you have those problems and like it the year they've had?
One shot so far. Yeah, it's been an outstanding season. The NCAA's best record, 32. 7-1 coming into this national quarterfinal. First to speed for Fulgham into the offensive zone. Pass Max Ball in the corner. Fulgham the return pass. He's watched closely by Andy Burns. Shot from Foster is broken up. And Keith heading right to the net. Two shots on the DU power play. And the Wolverines back to full strength. Werner sprints onto the ice out of the box. Fulgham trying to hold it in. There's Eric Adams at the right point. Glove down. Nice play by the captain, Ortmeyer. Headband pass on the money. Camilleri on the move. Here's Werner. And he couldn't quite tee it up and pull the trigger. And the whistle blows to stop play.
Well, Adams cut somebody, one Wolverine, but the Camilleri makes a great little deke inside. Actually, the puck got away from him. Oh, yes. That was an opportunity there. Going to let you follow it. I think he actually lost that puck. It went over to the stick of the right-handed shooter.
For those not familiar with the Mike Camilleri story, pretty amazing. Had to overcome a bout with mononucleosis, missed 10 games. The team went 7-2-1 at the time he was out. They played well, but Mike had to go back to his native suburban Toronto. His mother is a medical technician, as it turns out. He couldn't eat, he told us, for a couple of days. Had to actually take IV fluids just to get food in his system. He said he was in such discomfort, and all the team fared well. Mike had to go home to recover. He was glad to be 100% again and back on the ice here for the Wolverines. Track to the mono, playing in the World Junior Championships for Czech Republic when Team Canada, he was voted the best forward on the ice. Quite an honor, indeed. Took the silver medal. Foster into the offensive zone. Here's Jesse Cook at the right point, trying to throw on. That's deflected away in the low slot. Wolverines try to bust out in the other direction for Werner. Here's Craig Murray in the offensive zone. Quick shot. Little bit's a piece of that. For the pads. Just got enough of it. And Weber tried to bust out himself. Shania and Weber come together, and it's chipped right over the DU bench, out of play.
A lot of good skaters out here. There's not a slug in the group. Michigan gets a couple of opportunities. Here's a good rush by them. This is Craig. That's Murray there coming across. Boom. Duplowitz makes the save. It's good play by him. And I'll tell you what, there isn't a whole lot of room out there. You don't get very far, and if you get that first shot, you get boxed out. No rebounds. Kind of like blocking out basketball under the hoop in the paint there. They box you out. It's hard to get in, especially when you got guys the size of Cook. And that Vines guy, he can bench press a house. He's pretty strong.
Or two.
No well, question. Apartment complex, maybe.
4 power play goals in the Shania total we saw a moment ago. Team leading scorer. DU on the attack. James' shot partially deflected. And it skips wide of the Michigan net. Moss looking for the pass from Shania. He'll bust through center ice. And chip into the near corner. Moss on the follow-up. Caldwell watching him closely. Taken back by Shania in the near corner. Good battle going on there with Dole. Shania to the point. Vancic trying to hold it in, and it clears the zone. That'll be offside.
Connor James, number 19 for Denver. Pretty good player. If he'd got a breakaway there, that would have been interesting. He's got pretty clever hands.
Time out of the ice here at Yost Arena in Ann Arbor. We are scoreless in the first period. Shots are 6-5, Michigan. We're sure Michigan fans are aware that the last 5 years, the Wolverines have come out of the West Regional. They've advanced on to the Frozen Four. One more victory, and they can make it 6 times in a row.
They've got tradition here. There's no question about it. And the Big Red Berenson brought it back because they were sagging in the early 90s, but about mid-90s they started to go to the stratosphere.
Vines on the half-court far side, trying to swing it out, but Wolverines will retain possession for Rogers. One-time drive. Duplowitz to stop. Rebound loose in front. Trying to jam it in his Geish, and he's shut down at the last possible moment.
I think you had to call that back because his heels were in the crease before he received the puck. Even if he'd have scored, I don't believe he'd have been legal. Watch number 9 along the edge of the crease. I think he was back in. Watch here now. Watch him slide back. He was already in the crease before the puck got there, so that had been disallowed. It's a big crease at the college level. He's already standing in there. He's behind the goaltender. I guess he called standing in there. Oh, good job. Guys, watch above. Watch this screen. I think he's behind. He thought he was the goalie. Only the goalie. I tell you, that's where you beat Duplowitz, so you can't stand in the crease, but you got to tip behind him. You can see how well he fronts the puck.
Milan the Minder. I don't know.
Milan the Minder.
Make it rhyme.
There you go.
Here's Jesse Cook in the far corner.
He's a G-man for me tonight.
That is exactly right. Here's Paradise through center. Pioneers try to set it up. Paradise leaves there right behind the net. Dora can't find a clean handle. Trying to center. And Jesse Cook lost it at the blue line. Nystrom. Ortmeyer. Camilleri bring across. Cook all over Camilleri, but he's very slippery out there. Difficult to line him up with a clean check. Duplowitz a piece of the puck with a goal stick. And it's going to be set down nicely by the Pioneers.
It's the standard game for the Pioneers. Just kind of hang in there, get a few chances, play great defense. It was a terrific 3-on-3 with a back check there. Coming in the last time, hard to get a shot. There was Kevin Ulansky took care of that. They just pick up their men so well, play so well defensively, hope to get a power play, hope to get a break. They don't come out and try to overwhelm you. They just play with you and see if they can take advantage when you have your arm and guard down.
Doug, we see the big crowd here in Ann Arbor, sellout at Yost Arena. Remember, though, this Denver team and Wade Dublowitz faced a pretty raucous crowd at St. Paul in the final of the Final Five, WCHA against Minnesota. You were there.
I called the game, and there was nothing fancy about it. Minnesota had opportunities, but Dublowitz was too good for them. They took advantage of a couple tries and made it count.
Komisarek held it in for the moment on that blast that went wide, tipped high in the air off the end boards. And the Wolverines try to cycle. Holloway looking to bring it out. Knocked back in. UC will get the pass from Dublowitz to the near wall. Shemaya. Just a piece of it. Mick regains. Tries a two-man game. With John Shemaya at the last moment. It's broken up. Riznar held in the zone though. Hard work by these forwards for Michigan. Caldwell trying to take Mink out of the play in the corner and did so. Here's Dole. Trying to feed James on the move. Connor with good speed. Dixie replays Swistak. Right between the legs. To Riznar. It's tapped away the last second by the Captain Vines.
Boy, Michigan's got fast forwards. They move. They don't give any time.
That's what Red Berenson told us before the game. His team is fast, but will give up a lot of chances though because of that. They tend to be a little too aggressive with their speed, and maybe in a game like this it could tighten up, but don't think we're getting that indication yet.
No, Red doesn't like the conservative, let you make the mistake. He likes to go after you, make his own players play. In fact, I like his philosophy. It doesn't necessarily done me a whole lot of good, but it's done him a whole lot of good. He lets them play. Not a lot of glass chipping. Doesn't play to defend. He plays to attack, and then play good defense with your good skating skills.
12 straight NCAA appearance for Red Berenson, who was a captain here between 1959 and 62, was a two-time All-American. We all know about his great NHL career.
Terrific player here. He played when there was only 3 years eligibility. He didn't play as a freshman. Him after in the later 60s, maybe 67, 68, somewhere along that. So his records are huge.
Swistak with speed, poke check at the blue line, and he's pulled down by Adams, and that'll be a call, cross-checking. Eric Adams is going to go, all created by the aggressive play of Swistak as JJ poked it loose of the blue line. Last night it was the big hit. Tonight the aggressive play at the blue.
Well, he hit Lemire on the boards. Now he makes a terrific poke check there. Goes back after the puck. He had the pop behind the net on one of the defenders in St. Cloud as well. He's got wheels. He can play.
So Adams, the senior from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, has got to go for the next two on the cross-check. And J.J. Swistak, who had that massive hit against Derek Eastman last night at St. Cloud State, sending him out of the game. The junior forward from West Bloomfield, Michigan. Just a thorn in your side type player, and that's what Red Berenson loves to see.
I love attitude, guys. You're going to see the power play here. You'll see Camilleri on the point, along with Werner, but there's a minute 5. If they don't score with this, they'll come back and have the first shot at on fresh ice, begin the second period. So it's an ideal time to have a power play.
Saw the 4 shots on goal. Last night, 6 power play tries, just 2 shots on net. They did score on a Craig Murray shot. And a very fancy pass for Warner into the far corner. Nystrom trying to advance it ahead. Does so for Ortmeyer. One-timer Camilleri deflected wide. No slot, it was Eric Nystrom there set up. Camilleri now regains at the point. Will take his time. Great stick handler, as we've seen the last 2 games here in Ann Arbor. Living up to the press and the big height as this playmaker for Michigan. Camilleri at the point now. Plenty of power play time left. Not so much time left in the period though. Camilleri lost it. This is what I'm talking about, his great stick handler.
Oh, no, that's fine. I was watching the coverage in front. Denver neatly playing in front of the Michigan player.
Ortmeyer cruises in. Here's Shade outside the left circle. Camilleri slapping stick to the ice, calling for the puck in the final moments of the period. His shot whistles wide. To the left of Dublowitz. 5 seconds to go. Camilleri winds a big shot. It's blocked. Great play made by Dole, the team's leading scorer, went down to block it. 55 seconds of power play time left for Mike Camilleri and the Wolverines when we have second period action from Yost Arena.
Wonderful period of hockey. Physical, good goaltending, some great speed. A lot of good things happen. Oh, you're going to see some great defense. Some guys get pumped from behind in front. Boom, right there. Got away with it. Shots. Block shots. Nice little rotation here. Puck going to the middle. Watch Dole come out and stop that. I mean, that's guts and heart. And it clears the puck by himself. Terrific play, both offensively and defensively here so far in this period.
Wolverines outshoot the Denver Pioneers 8-5 in the opening 20. And with a home crowd behind them, you sense the comfort level of Michigan so much higher.
Oh, no question, that home crowd. And they've been vocal. They haven't been quiet. And they'll give them some too, especially if they score again. This is a tremendous help for a young team. Red knows it. He was kind of kidding about, well, you know, do we have to play here? We're not in our own dressing room. Every year he'd have it here.
The team stayed at a hotel here in Ann Arbor over the regional weekend, so they get that road feel away from distractions. Coming up, we'll talk about the Hobey Baker Award, which will be awarded in April. And stats and highlights as well from the opening period. Red Berenson, the Michigan coach, joins us now. Red, you told us before the game you really wanted to limit the chances of this very quick team from Denver. Looks like you did that pretty effectively, out-shooting them 8-5. Are you happy with the first period?
Well, I think it was a good period for both teams. You know, they're testing us a little bit. We're testing them. Both teams are trying to put pressure on. This is an all-or-nothing game for both teams. You've got one team with a bye that should be rested, another team that probably should be tired, but they're playing at home. So it looks like a good matchup. I thought it was a good period for our team.
Red, Doug Uget, last night your team was phenomenal in first period, maybe slid as the game went on. I thought they were very good this period. You going to say anything special to them?
Well, we need to regroup now and refocus, Doug. That period's over. We know what we're up against. They're a strong team. We've got to do some things better, obviously. You'd like to score on some of those chances, but I think we've got to play with a lot of patience, too.
How about home ice here, Red? And do you think that can really carry a team? Because you got to figure later on, mid to late second period into the third period, your team could get a little tired.
Well, I think there's a lot of emotion in this game, and there will be some fatigue, but this is a great crowd. It's a great environment, and where would a Michigan team rather play?
Right here in Yost Arena. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, we are scoreless after one period. 55 seconds of power play time remain, though, for the Wolverines, trying to take a berth to the Frozen Four against Denver. Just the second time in school history Michigan has hosted the regional here in Ann Arbor. The last time in 1998 happened to be the last time the Wolverines won the national title. Well, Red Berenson hoping to repeat some history this year. Well, if you're interested in attending the 2003 NCAA Men's Frozen Four, log on to www.ncachampionships.com for official rules for the ticket lottery procedure after April 1st of this year. The 2003 Men's Frozen Four will be held in Buffalo, New York at the HSBC Arena on April 10th and 12th. No score after one period of play. Yost Arena in Ann Arbor. We'll talk Hobey Baker Award winners as well. We're down to the final 10 in that category. Of the 10 Hobey Baker finalists, 4 have appeared here for the West region, including tonight Jordan Leopold from the victorious Minnesota team and Wade Dublowitz, the goalie from Denver. Let's learn more about the candidates.
For over 2 decades, the standard of excellence has been set by the Hobey Baker Memorial Award, college hockey's most prestigious personal prize. Some of the greatest names in the history of the sport have been bestowed with this honor. From Korea to Curvers, Broughton to Bonin, McPhee to Motto, the Hobey Baker Memorial Award is a tribute to sportsmanship, hard work, and success both on and off the ice. For the past 21 years, the Hobey Baker Committee in St. Paul, Minnesota has presented the trophy that epitomizes the goal all players strive for, to become a member of the elite, to become the recipient of the Hobey Baker Memorial Award. The 2002 finalists, chosen by a vote of all NCAA Division I hockey coaches and fans across the country who chimed in with internet ballots, represent the best of the best in all of college hockey. The selection committee will have a daunting task this year, selecting just one player to be this year's recipient, because once again, the candidates are all sensational student athletes. So here is the class of 2002. Beginning in alphabetical order is the first player ever from the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference to be a top 10 finalist. He is senior forward Ryan Carter of Iona College. The Fort Nelson, British Columbia native is the MAC's all-time leading scorer after racking up 158 points in 4 years of conference play. This season, Carter became the leading goal scorer in Iona history with 93 goals and led the MAC in scoring for the second time in his career. Next up is Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute's Mark Cavosi. The junior forward who hails from the Empire State led the ECAC in scoring while dominating nearly every offensive category, including overall goals, assists, points, shorthanded goals, and power play points. The ECAC Player of the Year is currently ranked 5th in the nation in points per game, averaging nearly 1.5 points per outing. The first ever Ferris State Bulldog to be named a top 10 candidate is senior Rob Collins. CCHA First Team All-Star is also the first Ferris State player to ever lead the CCHA in scoring with 48 points this season. And a third of his goals this year came while his team was shorthanded, tying a school record. The Kitchener, Ontario native had 5 games in which he tallied at least 3 points. From the McNaughton Cup champions comes Denver University goaltender Wade Dubelitz. The junior netminder backstopped the Pioneers to their first WCHA title in over 15 years. The WCHA First Team All-Star won his second straight goaltending title and set a new league record with a saves percentage of .943, which also is the best in the nation. Dubelitz is only the 4th Pioneer to be a finalist and the first ever DU netminder. For only the 2nd time in Northeastern University hockey history, a Husky is a top 10 finalist. Senior captain Jim Fahey closed out his college career in impressive fashion, setting a school record for points by a defenseman in a season. His 46 points was the most by a blue liner in the nation and was only the 2nd defenseman in Huskies hockey history to lead his team in scoring. Born in Milton, Massachusetts, the First Team Hockey East All-Star was also the only defenseman in the country to lead his team in scoring this past season. And we'll look at the remaining 5 candidates for this year's Hobey Baker Award in our next intermission. Nearly every offensive category.
Yost Arena in Ann Arbor, actually constructed sometime in the 1920s, but it was a field house used for baseball practice, wrestling, all sorts of different sports, volleyball, not hockey until the 70s. Right now, it's the host of a huge hockey event. Michigan taking on Denver in the regional finalist spot. The Frozen Four on the line. So, Coach, your thoughts of the first period? Pretty close to the best for each team. Some aggressive play as well.
Well, you saw the skating of Michigan. You saw the good defense of Denver, and that's exactly what you anticipated coming into the game.
Good chances. And remember the power play time to begin the second period for Michigan as well. Each side some good opportunities in the opening 20.
Well, expect Michigan to be physical, and he didn't get disappointed. Oh, boy, Woodruff just puts a bang on that. Now it's Blackburn's time to get excited and make plays. Look at the coverage in front. Boy, they're firing that biscuit. Guys are behind the goalie as much as in front of the goaltender. On the other side, Dublowitz, I'm just thinking about how difficult it is to score against him. Werner comes in, fires the puck. Now watch him get back up for the rebound, take away another opportunity. It's kind of like shooting the tennis ball against the garage. It never knocks it down. It just keeps standing there. And the tennis ball never does win.
First period stats, the shots just 8-5, 13 total. Scoring chances pretty even as well. Face-offs really the only disparity there in addition to hits.
Yeah, that's true. It's a pretty even game. It's 0-0. Quality of shots pretty close.
We are getting set for second period action from Yost Arena. The fans are ready as well. Final home game for them, no matter what happens. They like to see their Wolverines advance. We are getting set in front of a raucous crowd for period number 2. CCHA, WCHA, head-to-head. Each the respective champions of their conference and their conference tournaments. Heading into the regionals red hot. The only difference, Michigan, the lower seed, had to play and defeat St. Cloud State here last night. Wade Dublowitz and Denver had the bye. Nystrom Power play time continues here in the second period for Michigan. Trying to play in the offensive zone. Shania, the assistant captain, and Camilleri on the near side. Komisarek with a heavy shot. Goes toward the net, deflected wide. Front was Nystrom. Then Ortmeyer, a shot at it as well. On the half-boards near side, Camilleri and Komisarek. Under 30 to go. Power play time. Still no shots in the power play, which started at the end of the first period. Komisarek winds up. Big shot. Loose in front. Nystrom. Sharp angle shot put right on by Ortmeyer. What a stop. Dublowitz sprawling out somehow is able to get it.
Well, that shot went parallel, I think. Rather than going diagonal into the net, watch the right side of your screen down low as the puck bounces over. Oh, he did have his big paddle out there. Oh my goodness. Is that luck or is that intelligence? I don't know, but it's a save, and that's what counts. He didn't give up his paddle. Oh, he got stretched out because the puck changed directions, so he got caught in limbo there, but he had enough sense to throw his paddle back in the direction where the puck went.
1.62 goals against within the WCHA games, and you can see exactly why. He has had a huge season. Komisarek's drive deflected wide. Nystrom. What an opportunity for the captain of Michigan to get this scoring started. Shania has some room. One-timer. Nystrom scores! Eric Nystrom falling down, gets the shot off, and the Wolverines lead 1-0.
Oh boy, you're going to see Komisarek kept the puck in, and that's what made that play. And Nystrom on his way down, found the twine. Holy smokes. I think it's Shania that gives him the pass. His number's kind of blocked out, but Nystrom released that thing. Quick hands. Nice setup there. He got McKenzie to commit, went to the weak side, 1-0.
17th of the year. Third power play tally of the season for Eric Nystrom from Long Island. Yes, he is the son of Bob Nystrom, a former Islander great. And isn't Dad proud now with a huge goal? That's an acrobatic play when he was falling down, Doug, just to release it, much less get it on net.
That's right, quick hands. He's got a reputation to be a smart player, good hands. #1 draft choice in a lot of people's minds.
Max Bull trying to create something here offensively now for the Pioneers. Even strength goal, final seconds that just expired of the power play. Held in by the Pioneers briefly, but it is offside as Greg Keith tried to carry it through.
Going back, way back to the beginning of that, Komisarek's big body kept that puck from getting out. He got it caught in his stomach, was able to keep it in play, and then they jumped on that and made that 2-on-1, made it happen. They got such great speed, Michigan does it. Any kind of turnover, transition type, they're winning the battles because they're a little bit quicker than Denver.
And perhaps most importantly here, Doug, they've got the crowd behind them. They've been alive all night in a scoreless game. Now with a lead, the crowd steps up to a different level.
Oh yeah, if they pop another one, they'll really get it going.
Brandon Rogers starts to rush up ice. Wisnar trying to create offensively here. Bumps his man off the puck. Shania had a set up a moment ago for Mink. He lost the handle between the circles. Shania had the stick lifted up. Good play made by Goal. Goal gets the return pass, trying to cruise in. And Rogers got a piece of him on the way through. Now Denver getting a little physical. Rogers in the corner. Penalties coming up. And Michigan is going to be short-handed. Goal was hit behind the play a couple times on that rush. Helps draw the penalty. And now the Pioneers on the power play.
I was just going to give him credit, Rogers, because he took the Denver player into the boards, Dole, and didn't whack him. And I was going to say that was a smart defensive play. And I turned to watch the puck, and that didn't last very long. But he came back in the zone, made a nice defensive play. This he settles down, makes a nice play here. There's not the penalty here. I don't think it's at this point. This is where he gets the penalty, not on the hit, which he was conservative on. He held back, made good judgment. A little bit of a judgment call there.
A freshman from Rochester, New Hampshire, who has been hot over his last 9 games, a +6. He was a +1, 3 shots in the first round win over St. Cloud State last night. Now he's in the bin for 2. In front, Blackburn, hoping not to be tested early here by Foster, the power play. It's cleared down ice for Paradise.
Commissary come out of the corner with the puck. Great big bull come roaring out of there.
Helmanen, aggressive forecheck along with Swistak, and we know what JJ can do, both with a body and with a stick. He's made some great plays in this tournament so far. On the move, shot from Paradise to the point, ripped it wide on the one-timer. On the short side, he'll try to bury it. Work there from David Neal. He comes out with John Foster. Paradise lost one stick, which was broken, now picks up another.
I don't know how he did
twig.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't throw him over the boards.
Nope, not during play. Here's James. Cross-ice play, Paradise, a drive, he scores! Chris Paradise leads this team in goals and shows us why, tying it up at 1, a power play tally.
We talked in the pre-show about the fact that, watch him, he's the #1 shooter. George Wozdecki, his coach, thinks he's got the biggest shot in college hockey. If he doesn't, he's still up there. Nice little play there by Connor James. He's one of the big players for them. Paradise winds up. Bang, it's in the net up in the upper corner. What a family of hockey players there. He can shoot it. St. Paul native. He'd love to go back to St. Paul. Play in front of his home crowd. He had a good weekend there last weekend. He's a big-time shooter. He hits the upper corner. And he did play defense for a year at DU when they were a little short-handed. Played center, now is playing wing along the center.
May have changed direction a bit on Blackburn, who was screened pretty effectively as well. If it hit anybody, hit some of the defense on the way through.
Typical Denver. They just hang in there, get an opportunity, finally get a power play. Actually, Michigan's outplayed them for the better of the game so far.
Another power play goal for Paradise. He leads his team with 7 game-winning tallies, making 5 power play goals on the year now, as James tracks it down at center ice. Quickly a feed to goal. And bust into the near wing. Centering try, puck loose for a moment. Comes to Vines, the captain sends it wide. Good opportunity there for Brian Vines. Ortmeyer swings to the near side. Camilleri crossing the line. Back for Ortmeyer. Good back check though. He was held up nicely by Adams. And sent to center ice for Rogers.
Yeah, the crowd wants 2 men on the ice. He thinks it was twice that happened, but referee's not calling if it's not next to the box. He exchange the puck to player coming off the bench.
Just over 4 minutes in. Exciting second period here. Werner lost the handle. Dole following up. Will head off on a change. And Rogers plays around the boards, but not out. Kushdora holds it in. Here's Murray. Find his own goal. Dora near corner. Rogers a battle. Trying to swing it out beyond the reach of Yolansky. And it's sent in again. Here's Paradise in the corner. The goal scorer for DU. Moss had it knocked down. Playing the offensive zone here. This shift has been outstanding. Well, this line and Coach Wozdecki.
Well, if you can't complete the first pass, Dave, you got troubles. You've never missed it about 3 times. You got to make the first pass. But there is no second.
Much for Michigan's relief. The top line, at least not shift, but Denver heads off on a change. Milan Geisha, hard hit. Nails McKenzie right in front of the DU bench. Keith and Rogers come together. Here's Moss near side. It's stopped. What a save, Dulowitz. David Moss, the freshman, is denied. He can't believe he was stopped by Wade Dulowitz, who's showing us why he is a Hobie Baker candidate.
Oh, I think he's laughing.
The save of the West Region, without question, belongs to Denver University and their outstanding goaltender, Wade Dulowitz. It's tied at 1. First team all WCHA, every possible honor you can possibly imagine. Maybe first team all West Region after this save.
Oh, but what's important here, he's committed with his pads, but he keeps one element left, and that's the glove, just like he did at the paddle save about 3 minutes ago. That's a smart goaltender. I honestly thought he was smiling under that mask, maybe not. But what a wonderful save. David Moss had a great opportunity.
Moss, the freshman from right down the road in Dearborn, Michigan, was in a state of shock. It took him a while to realize that Dulowitz actually made that incredible save.
He's going to be at church twice Sunday.
Here comes DU. Foster leads the break up ice. Hip just wide off the stick of Jay Vancic. Dangerous play. Shanae gets flattened. Boy, was he hammered. Penalties coming up. Going to be against Neal. As he hammers his man right behind the goal line, Shanae. And we'll get a charging minor called on 28 in white, David Neal.
It was kind of senseless because Shania was just standing there and had nothing to do. Hadn't even started to move his feet, and he just charged him. It was pretty obvious, pretty easy. Watch number 28 coming in. That's right. Come in late. No puck around him. Vancic had the puck, not the guy he put the hit on. This game's going back and forth, a little like a ping-pong game. One team gets a chance, the other team gets a chance. David Neal, pretty much of a grinder type player, kind of a mucker, good face-off guy. Not a big goal scorer.
Over the last 10 games, the Michigan power play has been operating over 23% efficiency. Don't want to test these guns too often if you're Denver. Thomas Erickson time. Throws it net. Seconds into the power play. 2-1, Mason Blue.
Pretty prophetic, David. You just call that. You don't want to have that happen too much. You want to give that other team the power play when they're hot. Now Masaric gets his 11th. This is a wrister. Good draw. That's what counts. Oh, nice movement over there. Nice lateral movement. We'll see if it got deflected in front. It had the look of it. Look how nice he moves laterally. He's 240 pounds, people, and he snaps that stick. And it looks like whoever's being buried there got the goal for Michigan on the tip.
It was partially deflected off the stick of the defender first, and then may have changed directions again on Dulowitz.
They're giving it to Komisarek, but I'll tell you, did you watch his feet as he moved laterally with that puck? Exactly what you're supposed to do, pull it, but it's not that easy.
2-1 game. Now Denver's got a rebound again, as they did with Chris Paradise in the tally here in the second period, also on a power play. Michigan has the firepower. And taking down, charging out Greg Keith, and that play will be whistled for icing. Sarek does get credit for the goal. And his second power play tally of the year, 11th of the season. First college player taken in the NHL entry draft at Sunrise 4, the home of the Florida Panthers last June. 7th pick to the Montreal Canadiens, and we think he'll be wearing the bleu, blanc, et rouge pretty soon.
Well, 20 years old. If he stays here and plays at least another year, another two, that'll help him because he's never going to be on the power play up there. Certain things he won't be able to do. He'll get more girls by staying in hockey, in college hockey.
Geis takes the draw and is able to register a shot right toward Dulowitz. Geis has been something.
Yes, he has. I tell you, people forget when you move from one level to another, what you're able to do at one level, you don't get the opportunity to play where Chelios plays or where the big guys play.
Speaking of Montreal, yeah, he won himself a cup there in '93.
Exactly.
Red Berenson talked to us about that. We've been here for a couple days in Ann Arbor. The development and what's possible for these players by staying college. His logic is, why go play pro hockey now and go to the American League? Or
well, Red had the big run. He didn't lose any players. He lost Gilson, he lost Hilbert, and now he's come back with a good team. But I'll tell you, for those years, Morrison, Huckholt, all those great players, they never left. The rest of the teams in college hockey had that problem.
That's right. Including yours. Lost a couple of guys. Got him Rasmussen, right?
Yeah, Crowley, Clyburn, just a couple. Trent Klatt.
Yeah, Dulowitz will glove it down. Trent Klatt's had a nice long career in the NHL.
Yeah. Started out with Philadelphia. That was the first deal.
Or the mini line. You remember that? The Minnesota line there for a while.
The Dulowitz is finding a little action down there. Shots are 14-6 in favor of Michigan.
That's the atmosphere the Wolverines are really counting on. You heard it right from the mouth of Red Berenson, too. Where else would they rather play but right here? Big drive from Rogers, knocked away. Fire. Team captain on the end boards of battle. Together with Aaron McKenzie. Here's Paradise. All score so far for Denver. Looking for Flora. They try to sprint across the blue line, but it's tipped over the benches and out of play.
Another problem that Denver's finding is that the mobility of the defensemen for Michigan is pretty good. I mean, they got good lateral movement. They took that 2-2 rush, got their sticks out in front, tipped it into the end, into the bench. They can get back. You can't counterattack too easily on them because they've got good mobility. They're maybe not a lot of magicians with the puck, but they're good enough that way to get by, but they certainly have good lateral movement.
Paradise and Ortmeyer take the draw in the neutral zone, and we've got a whistle stopping play.
A lot of people watching this game. I tell you, the Denver people are tuning to their stations out there. A lot of people around the country picking up this game. You're seeing good college hockey.
Camilleri starts the rush. Ortmeyer across the line on the near wing, back to Camilleri, trying to get a stick to the ice to shoot, but couldn't pull the trigger. He was held up just enough, and a penalty is coming up. A late call against Michigan. Lakush Dora trying to start the rush, and play is stopped. We've got an interference minor call on the Wolverines.
Ortmeyer took one of the Denver guys right into the side of the net. Probably wasn't his best hit. Probably the one he'd like to have back, because he usually doesn't push anybody. Usually hits him with his shoulder, goes nose to nose with him, but that'll be a costly 2-minute minor. Watch right here, he's coming in right now. He's going to take the shot. Boom. Yeah, that's not legal. That's a tough kid, though.
There are several times for Red Berenson that Jed Ortmeyer will stand up in the dressing room and make his presence felt as a captain, but very often with hits like that, although that was a penalty, it's the kind of leadership Red Berenson wants. Great character person. Right now, his team is shorthanded. Offensive zone. They'll try to get the shot off. Rebound loose in front. A good opportunity on the doorstep. Yolansky couldn't finish.
Had patience, brought it back, couldn't get it over Blackburn.
Now McKenzie in his own zone. Watched closely by Swistak. A pesky forechecker on the penalty kill unit for Michigan. Is he ever tough to fix? Kevin Dole across the line. He's there for Barber behind the net. Now Yolansky controls beyond the reach of Dole. McKenzie the point. It's tipped high in the air, then thrown literally down ice. Komisarek. And that is a penalty.
Yeah, it's a penalty. It's called
Can't
a penalty.
throw it that much.
No, you can't grab it and toss it out of there. You can
He
spot it.
touches up himself, and with that incredible toss, an outfielder from left field to home plate nearly. You rarely see that kind of throw. This team's going to be down 2 men for a minute 5.
He'd have been all right if he'd have grabbed it and held it. They wouldn't have called him. When you take it and try to put it into orbit, it doesn't work out. Komisarek, I don't think he meant I think he meant to kind of get it out of there. It didn't. All of a sudden he ended up with more than he wanted. He had a little stick-em in there. Tough call. Because he could have batted it just the same. It's one of those things. Unfortunate. He's had such a good game so far.
Throwing the puck, delay of game. Either way, it's minor against Red Berenson's team. So now a 2-man advantage for the Pioneers. And Denver will call a timeout here. Coach Gwozdecki wants to talk things over with the troops and make sure they're properly set up. He realizes what a golden opportunity this is.
5-on-3. He wants them to get something going right off bat. He's going to give them 2 things here. One, he's going to give them what he wants to do on a 5-on-3. All right, then if they do score, they'll go back to their standard power play.
Power play has been a big part of the game for each team so far. Paradise was able to get one. Nice from a tremendous speed from Shania. And Komisarek on the point.
Yep, power play's been big. Not much difference in these teams. So this 5-on-3 is huge. A lot of scribbling going on. Holy smokes. Guys say, which one is me?
What's the best way to set up with a 5-on-3 here against this kind of team?
Well, it depends what Michigan does. Let's see if they play 2 down, then rotate out. If that's the case, you want to put a box out, one on each side of the goal post. So when they rotate, move out, you can slap it down. So we'll see what if they play one guy on top and keep that consistent, 2 guys back, then you got to move the puck between the 2 point men. slide the other guy in the middle for an extra guy for the rebound. So it all depends which way they go. My guess there'll be some kind of rotation. They'll give you one, you move it D to D, the other guy will slide out. The guy that was first out will back up. So you've got to move it D to D, then down underneath, then across.
Big challenge for Josh Blackburn now. Down 2 men are his Wolverines. Caldwell lunging for it. Nystrom trying to poke it out. Cannot. Cook. Far side pass. Yolansky's drive. Gives good wood to it. And it comes out to the near side for Caldwell. Cook taking his time. 5-on-3 continues. Goal in the near corner. Out for Caldwell. Jesse Cook walks in. Yolansky trying to tee it up on time for Barber. Knocked out. Cook at the right point. Still 35 and counting in the 5-on-3. Caldwell waits. Here's Dole with it. Caldwell drive. Missed the net, not by much. Hammer it for the point. Out for Cook now at the right point. Still time, 5-on-3. Thrown right on. Rebound loose in front. Barber can't finish. Out for Dole near side. Caldwell again. And Cook at the right point. Barber's the man in front. Caldwell waits. Winds up instead. Dole charging through and sends it. Off the body through the crease. Now Cook on the far side. Charging in there is Barber. Puck loose for Cook. Can't force it in. And Dole scores! Kevin Dole, the team's leading scorer. The equalizer for Coach Gwozdecki and the Pioneers.
Well, Denver finally got the puck down deep so they could come across with it. That's exactly what the goal had to be. They had a little trouble finding a way to do it. Boom. It's Cook coming in there. Right there, makes a nice pass. Boom, right across. But that's what they should have done to begin with. Go D to D down below. Hard to pick up the numbers exactly, but Cook makes a good pass. Boy, Dole goes right down the middle, and there it is. Big goal. Comic Saric's penalty, I don't know if he's expired or not. I thought he was. I thought that should come off because it looked like the first one it was down to a 5-on-4. So it should be 5-on-5.
That was a big issue last night with St. Cloud State. They scored a goal with a 5-on-3. At least they thought with the second 2 left in the 5-on-3, hoping to retain the 5-on-4 advantage after that tally, but it didn't work out. We'll see what happens here.
If we helped college hockey last night, you don't realize that because there was a discussion afterward till 10 o'clock what really happened. And so what's happening, the goal was signaled with 1 second left, okay? But what is the time which you stop the clock? They no longer blow the whistle, so they're going to have to come up with a determination of that, and they're working on that right now. Not this moment, but they're working on it from this day forward. So we witnessed some historic development. We used to have to blow the whistle for the stop play. Then they point. Dole, tough kid, brother played at at Duluth, left early as a junior, was a rock-solid defenseman up at the University of Michigan Wolverines for 3 years.
Kevin Dole, 10th in the WCHA in goals scored with 19 tallies. He had a goal against the Golden Gophers of Minnesota in the Final 5 game, the XL Energy Center in St. Paul. 6th power play goal of the year for him. So up top, the video goal judges are watching the time on the clock with 5-on-3 and whether or not the goal scored before it expired. Exactly what the goal judges are seeing.
I see, yes, it was shot in before. There's still 1 second more. That's almost identical to last. That's as close as you get to the timing as we saw last night.
Yeah, we're going to be careful about it this time. Make sure the correct call is made. That's the most important thing.
See, if you can picture the referee, that's Dole there. Okay, he's the one that got the winning or the tying goal. Take a look at him. All right, the hand that's put forward by the referee. Once he goes forward with it, he's indicating the puck is in the net. At what time does that mean the whistle should blow, the clock should be stopped? And that's what the argument was last night, or discussion. We're supposed to blow the whistle. Okay, and then there was an end clock. In this building's no end clock, so the referee can't tell. It's a tough situation. They got a battle on there. It's funny, they were up till 10 o'clock last night in the truck trying to figure out what's going on.
So our NCAA productions crew and our production truck down below here in Ann Arbor is providing all the looks the video goal judges seeing. And one of our monitors up here, they're still reviewing. So you take a look at the goal scorer, Kevin Dole. There's the video goal judges. Want to make sure the call is made correctly. And it's crucial because there could be 55 seconds left in the commissaric minor for the unsportsmanlike.
Left of the net, watch the referee's arm. See if you can find out when watch his arm, see when he puts it up.
That's close. There's still 1 second on. Well,
he's got it moving.
Is it ever close?
Was his arm going forward or backward? Is it a fumble or is it an incomplete pass?
Yeah,
he's cocking it.
That was very tight. That's exactly why it's taking so long, folks. If you're wondering, we're having a long delay. We're going to have to take another look to see how tight it was. Coach Gwozdecki would love to have 55 seconds of power play time left. After all, his team has scored 2 power play tallies in this period.
We're watching this on slow motion, too, which is obviously different when it's happening in real life. Bing, bing. But isn't this ironic that it would happen back-to-back? It hasn't happened. Can't remember the last time I've seen this issue. And now it's back-to-back nights, and Michigan's been involved both times.
Does the delay help Michigan at all? Help stop the bleeding bit?
I was just going to say, any momentum Denver would have got from scoring that goal has long been subsided. Because a lot of times you'll see in college hockey and maybe many other levels of hockey, one goal, momentum will lead to another one quick. We call it kind of the pileated effect, you know, with the woodpecker, and that's been gone. Of course, they're a team that relies on composure, good goaltending, strong defense, get a few opportunities. They're not an emotional type club, but there's still a lot of 20-year-old kids out there that can get fired up. Goal is given to Dole, Sis, Cook, and Alansky. Alansky's a freshman. Dole, a junior. Of course, Cook is going. This is an interesting thing we're talking between. The Denver is going to be a good team of the future. We've got 4 freshmen, 6 sophomores, 5 juniors, and 5 seniors. And the neat part of that is that you don't have a bad class. There's no gaps in it. George done a nice job with his staff. Steve Miller and Seth Appert, you know, they've done a great job of holding that program. He had an offer, at least he would have been considered for the Michigan State job too, and maybe even Wisconsin, but his family likes it there in Denver, and he decided to make that his roots because he played at Wisconsin. He's a great friend of an assistant coach of Ron Mason, so he had some choices, but he's done a terrific job.
It is called 5-on-5. So just at the last moment, as you saw with the video goal judge and the on-ice officials. Very long debate, but the correct call was made. First penalty had expired, so we are back now to even strength, so he comes out. We will have 5-on-5. 10:40 to go here in the second period. It took a while, but the correct call was made. That's the most important thing.
That's what they're trying to determine. You know, you and I have to just take the decision they make. Play on.
Ormensky will shovel into the offensive zone. Remember, Michigan played last night. Tough game with St. Cloud State. They could probably use the break, but it's like an extra intermission.
That's okay, too. That's right.
Just 5 minutes off. At least, yeah. Going to try to send it in. Here's Dora looking to get a hand on Holmes' glass for a point. A pad stop. And the corner board sent there by Dudowitz. And he was whistled down.
Game has changed so much, collegiate hockey.
Timeout. Dora and Ortmeyer head-to-head. The captain of Michigan hoping to keep this season going. You're watching NCAA Productions coverage of the men's ice hockey regionals. 39 all-time NCAA tournament wins for Michigan. 1 behind Minnesota because the Gophers got their 40th in the victory in our first game here tonight of 2. That took Colorado College. Sent them back to Colorado Springs after a great season for Scott Owens and the Tigers. Here it's DU and Michigan. The other Frozen Four berth on the line. Nystrom has one of the 2 tallies, along with Komisarek for Michigan. Ortmeyer playing it ahead, Camilleri. He'll follow up in the near corner. Physical battle. Camilleri, a small man up the middle that Doug talked about. Maybe Mighty Mike. Can they skate, and they are aggressive.
They are. Biggest one's 5'9". That's Murray.
He likes to hit too.
Maybe about 5'10", I guess.
Yeah, skyscraper. James in the offensive zone. Here's Caldwell. Blocker stopped by Blackburn. Goal scorer. Goal trying to create here as well. He's waiting to the left of Blackburn. Out come the Wolverines. Lippert trying to beat Holloway to the puck.
Good skater, Holloway. Finish player.
UC Holloway.
UC Holloway.
Dora was bumped off the puck. Hard hit there. by 4 in the dark sweater, Andy Burns. Holloway is hit hard by Helmanen. On the move, here comes Denver again. The big shot from Chris Paradise. He scored 1 of the 2 power play goals in this game. 3 of the 4 have been with a man advantage. Just 1 even strength goal. That was Neisman's tally. Woodford in the near corner. Paradise took a good run at him and slammed him into the boards hard. Kustora intercepts. Kept it alive. Yolansky far side. Picked off Helmanen. That's the freshman 10 in the dark sweater. Here's Rogers. Brandon trying to bring it through. Vines cannot. Elon Geist the intercept. Dora still on the ice. End of a long shift for him, and he'll steer it into the offensive zone. Here's Mark Mink. He'll release the Wolverine rush up ice. That's picked off and sent right back in.
Michigan sure counters quickly. They've got some great speed up front, good feet. They get it going. They just can't quite get the second pass done.
Bolgum and Keith battling hard along with Max Pohl. Slime for DU. The Pioneers being aggressive. Big cross ice play. Shania offensive zone. Sharp angle shot comes through. He had his man Bismarck 7 front. Bismarck 22 in the dark sweater. On the move. Here comes Bull feeding. Bouncing puck in front. Tipped it in! Greg Keith was there. And the forward line creates another goal for DU. What a rush up ice. Nothing Blackburn and Michigan could do about that.
Well, the pass is so phenomenal. You watch Maxie Bull come in number 14 with this puck, and he sees the Michigan player fall down or go down, and he has the patience to lift the puck over and send it to the goal. That was an unbelievable play. Watch this. He sees him go down. He sauces it over. And in comes Fulgham. I mean, that was a terrific, that's so hard to do, to get it up over the body. Of course, he found the 5-hole, which was fortunate. Oh, I guess it went up on the upper side left, but that part it was fortunate, but what a great play.
5th goal of the year for Luke Fulgham, the freshman of Colorado Springs, Colorado. He's given the Pioneers a 3-2 lead on Blackburn in Michigan. .7:35 left in the middle frame here from the West Regional. What a rush up ice.
Well, Max Bull, 4th line. I mean, this is not talking about the number 1 2-line player. Just a gritty kid from Minnesota, Faribault, Minnesota, makes that pass over the defender, which was a huge play.
First lead of the game now for the Pioneers. Plenty of energy for them. Yolansky offensive zone hit hard. And Dora falls up. Lansky nailed there by Nystrom. Paradise regains. Trying to cycle. Kustora. Vancic runs into it first though. Camilleri clears the zone. Woods out of the crease. Got to play that. Nystrom cruising in on the forecheck. Camilleri, the great hand-eye coordination. Really knocked it down. Creating a chance. Whitmire big hit the blue line. Helps squirt the puck loose on a turnover, but Camilleri got flattened. Cook carried the neutral zone. Helpers on the goal scored by Kevin Dole, power play tally. Moments ago, Fulgham, the freshman, giving Denver a lead. That puck is ice.
Interesting to see how the Wolverines react. It's the first time today they haven't had a lead, or at least haven't been. Excuse me. It's the first time today they have been down a goal. What I was trying to say. We'll see how that affects their big psyche. Young kids, we will see.
Fulgham last year played for the Waterloo Blackhawks, the Dubuque Fighting Saints in the USHL. Never really a big scorer, even at the junior level. One of his teammates at Dubuque, John Foster, plays now for this Denver team as well. A line mate in junior and a teammate now at the collegiate level. Big goal for a 3-2 Denver lead. Pioneers trying to cycle again. The offensive zone picked off by Rogers. Rush up ice. David Neal in pursuit, as is Foster. Here's David Moss, the freshman. Swiss stack awaits the pass from Moss. They have to battle. All the Blues there with Foster. Left down ice and right on net. Blackburn's got to play it over to Craig Murray. See how far in Denver's coming down the forecheck, looking for a turnover. They've got to smell that on the side boards, but Geist comes loose himself. Now Michigan across to the offensive zone. Geist lost his footing in between the shot. And Hellman couldn't hang on to it either. Now it's Weber. He'll toss in, head off on the line change. Going down to 5 minutes left in this second period. Hellman, good speed. The freshman, stop and go play, move. Timer, and penalty's coming up. Looks like Denver's going to go. Geist was flattened. Right in front of him. Vines trying to get a touch-up. Delay penalty, Blackburn off. Extra attack on the ice for Amensky. No throw for Warner, the defenseman. Finally, the touch-up is made by Eric Adams, the defenseman and senior for DU.
Eric's going to be the young fellow who's going to sit out this 2 minutes. Ravelis, the referee, picked him up here. Adams, he's a pretty good player too, a senior defender. Going to get picked up right in front here. He starts popping him. Okay, you can see the takedown in front. Michigan player right at the edge of the crease. Number 4 is the villain.
Geist was just hammered down by Adams. And the interference minor will give the power play now to the Wolverines. Coach Kwasdecki's team in a hole again here with 5:14 to go in the middle period. Ortmeyer, Nystrom are up front here. Shunea will be the other forward for Red Berenson. And Komisarek, he's got a goal in the power play tonight already. Camilleri, top playmaker for this team, operates to the right point for the veteran coach Red Berenson. Shunea takes the draw. Head-to-head there with Neal. Camilleri, Komisarek a drive. Deflected off Neal's stick. Shunea in the far corner. Trying to work that to Ortmeyer. He's pinned into the boards. It's played by Cook. Rub him out. Denver trying to get aggressive now. Its own zone. Kenzie the hard hit. Wolverines retain possession. Camilleri. Komisarek. Camilleri drive through traffic. Deflected over the right shoulder of Wade Dudlowitz. Thrown right on. Off the pipe. Rebound was Camilleri trying to go for the short side. Got the crossbar and popped out. Komisarek nearly had another goal to tie the game up. And Camilleri, of all people, Red Berenson wants him with the puck on the stick and a gaping goal mouth to look at.
Oh, watch the pound here. Second big shot of the night by this guy. Wrister right off the right pipe. Camilleri comes in. Of course, by that time, the goaltender Dublowitz was over, but he couldn't quite get it up in the air to get off the ice far enough to make a difference. But this is a game of power plays. And penalty kills, you want to look at that way, or lack of.
Great opportunity for Mike Camilleri. In a bid for his 24th goal of the year. He's got 9 power play tallies to his credit. Face-offs this period. Saw the big number for Michigan. On top of that statistic, because they are, in essence, the visiting team as the lower seed, but they're on their home ice. Wearing the dark sweaters here in Ann Arbor. Camilleri. Komisarek again throws it right into the net. He's had success with that. Once off the pipe, once in the net. Camilleri regains. And in front. It comes all the way through.
No question what the strategy is here. For the Blue, they're trying to put Komisarek in the middle of the rink, fire, and just go for rebounds.
Shunea carries into the offensive zone. Has Ortmeyer with him, and Nystrom set up as well. Shunea will swing around the left circle. Here's Komisarek. Down to the side, Camilleri. One time a rebound. Listen for Ortmeyer, the captain. A great feed was stopped, though, by Dudlowitz. 5 shots now on the power play. Other side, Camilleri. Out to the point. Like Komisarek some time. Again, the wrister has kicked this wide. Komisarek, Nystrom did for another goal. Shunea tried to go across ice. And stopped there by Komisarek at the point. 29 counting power play time. They're trying to come through with it. Ortmeyer getting physical. Caldwell off his skates, spun him around. Camilleri at the right point. Here's Komisarek. 15 counting now, power play time, Shunea. Top minute's been on the ice for a long time. Shunea lunging for it. Caldwell will get there first. Shunea tries to regain in front of Ortmeyer. Komisarek at the point. His shot is blocked in traffic. Regained by the captain, Ortmeyer. Final seconds, the power play expire. Puck moves for Camilleri. Trying to whack at it with one hand. Adams comes out of the box. He breaks in alone, and it's stopped by Blackburn. What a save on Eric Adams.
An opportune situation. You get your penalty expires, and the puck is delivered to you. Woo! Out of the penalty box. Here he comes. Eric Adams serving 2 minutes. Now gets rewarded. Tried to go 5-hole, but Josh Blackburn was there. Maybe a game-saving goal. Boy, what a great power play Michigan had, too. They were banging.
A minute 48 seconds in the attack zone on the power play. 8 shots, but it was almost Adams out of the box, thrilling the Denver bench. You want exciting action? You have got it. Welcome back, everyone. Blackburn had to be alert on the backside of a tremendous Michigan power play. Dublowitz on the other end was stellar, shutting down the Wolverines with a man advantage. Goalies make such a big difference, Coach. You know that this time of year.
Yep. Both these guys. We just saw the game saver maybe there by Blackburn. Josh made a terrific save on the breakaway.
Each standing on his respective head here in this game tonight. Van Sickle throw it in. Bouncing puck, Dublowitz. Plays for the defense. Through center, here's Nielsen speed. He'll gain the offensive zone. Try to throw it right on net. Sticks it. Made by Blackburn. Into the near boards. Alame trying to find a handle to it. Never lost it. Here comes Murray. Chance for a 2-on-1. Good recovery, though, by the DU defense. And Murray stays onside. Throws it right on net. And right in front looking for a rebound was Riznar. Had a goal last night.
Oh, that could have been something special, too, for Michigan.
Warner stood up at center ice by Weber. Matt made a nice hit, stopping the rush. Michigan trying to take advantage of the change. Here's Geis some speed. Milan gains the offensive zone. Backhand cross slides it wide.
Oh, what speed.
What a rush by Geis.
Get it out of here.
Despite the name, sounds Eastern European, is from Western Canada. With under 2 to go, a very exciting second period.
Oh, a lot of action. Look at Geis go. Inside, outside. Oh! And he almost puts it back. I don't know how Dublowitz stayed back in that and got a piece of that one.
Geis should go on 4 helpers over his past 6 games. He's been hot, including his 9th goal of the year last night. And later on in the third period, he won a huge draw on this exact same faceoff circle, got the puck to Dwight Hillman, and the fellow freshman was able to finish, really put away St. Cloud State.
How'd you like to face Dwight Hillman and Ishik in another year?
Geis.
I'm sorry.
You had it before.
I did. Sorry. How would you like to face those guys in about another year or 2?
Not at all, thank you. Hillman far corner. Geis goes right to the net. Hillman. They're still trying to work their magic again, but stripped away and sent down ice by Greg Keith. Brandon Rogers, yet another Michigan freshman, and on the blue line as well for Red Berensen's team. Helminen, fellow looking, offensive zone, trying to feed Geis another frost. Knocked aside by Denver, high into the air. Connor James some room. Sharp angle. Watch out because big Mike Commissary got him lined up, trying to pin him into the inboards. Final minute of the second period from Ann Arbor. Lansky is trying to hold on to it. And finally, we've got a whistle.
Well, I tell you, the happiest guys are the guys from Denver. They'll get some air to get the big commissary guy there. He's eating up all the space in the oxygen. He is quite a thundering guy. You know, he seems to keep his play under control, too. You know, he doesn't get goofy. He doesn't just go and muscle guys for nothing. He goes in, puts his body, and comes out with the puck.
So you think he benefits from a couple more years of college?
Absolutely.
Yep.
You skate every day, practice, train, get the skills. If he's a player, he's going to play for a long time with that size. He's going to make all the money he needs, get the maturity, get the education.
Final seconds of the period. Slides wide on a shot from Paradise. Battle for the Kustora as well. Equipment loose. Glove of Vancic. And it's to the right of Blackburn now. Penalty's coming up. Now deep in the zone. Vancic without the mitt commits the penalty with 32.8 to go in the period. So that'll be some carryover time on the cross-checking minor. Ed Berenson will be shorthanded for the end of the second, beginning of the third.
Some of these penalties are easy for anybody to call. This one certainly is. Bancic doesn't get the slash, so now he hammers him from behind. He's going right to the 2-minute box. Now it's a big power play here. The game's been decided so far on special teams. At this point of the game, it's part of the reason Denver's ahead.
So there'll be roughly 1:27 of power play time to begin the third period as well. Paradise up front with James, taking the draw alongside David Neal. Here's Neal in the far corner. Commissar trying to track it down. Cruz in front, and Shania clears.
Defense for the Wolverines, very aggressive, trying to kill the penalty. Go right in the corner after the guy. Doesn't care what's going on, just takes off, puts pressure on the Denver forward.
Paradise has one of the goals scored in this period by DU. Is on the power play. Foster aggressively here in the final seconds. Will tick away of the second. 1:28. Power play time is left for Denver University as they get even closer to a spot in the Frozen Four. On enemy ice, Coach Gwozdecki had told us how his team would be ready for the challenge, considering they faced an angry mob in a game you saw in the WCHA Final Five tilt in St. Paul, Minnesota. Almost all Gopher fans there that day. They won against Minnesota. This is why they're the #1 seed, playing well on the road again, essentially, in an enemy barn. Update from the East Regional, it's all coming up. A couple of winners today, including Cornell just hammering Quinnipiac. And UMaine, as we showed you earlier, over Harvard in overtime. So it's UMaine and BU, Cornell and UNH, the top-seeded UNH club. They'll take on the Big Red for a shot at the Frozen Four. St. Paul, Minnesota, a couple of weeks down the road. We'll talk more about the Hobey Baker Award. One of our finalists has just been incredible tonight. Wade Dublowitz in goal for DU. Stats and highlights from the second period as well. Now, Pioneers enjoying the NCAA's best record, 32 wins, and the coach, George Gwozdecki, has seen all those victories. Coach had told us in between periods last night how important it would be to play essentially a road game against this angry throng of Michigan fans. How well has your team played in terms of the atmosphere and how difficult it's been for you?
Well, you know, first of all, I'm surprised it's as much a special teams game as it is right now. I really felt that you know, the two teams are playing hard, and yet for whatever reason it's being called very tightly. But there's no question that you know, the way we're playing right now, we're used to it. I mean, this is the time of year both teams, in fact all the teams in the regionals are used to this because they've played tough road games and tough home games all year long.
George, Doug here, congratulations for winning the league title and the Final Five in St. Paul.
Thanks, Doug.
You're welcome, and you well deserve it. What do you think is going to be here in this third and final period?
What do I think, or what's going to happen?
Yeah,
okay.
What's going to happen?
Well, you know, I'll tell you one thing. We were going to try to come out here with 1:28 seconds in the power play and see if we can pop one in. There's no question about it. And then I think we have, with our speed and with our ability to control the puck down low in the offensive zone, we're going to see if we can try to create a little bit more offense from below their goal line. I think that's one of the areas that we feel they'll give us, and that's an area that we're going to try to take advantage of going into this third period.
Coach Gwozdecki, we saw how physical Michigan was in their win over St. Cloud State last night. You scouted that game in person, of course, here in Ann Arbor. How have you been able to take away that major physical element from the Wolverines?
Well, I think first of all, you got to be able to catch people before you can hit them, and I think this has been a fast game when it's really tough to line people up, especially when they you know, when they're moving quickly into lanes, and the way we pattern our offense and our attack is really difficult because we're always slashing across the ice. We're not going up straight away all the time, and I think that really takes away a lot of those big hits.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. Best of luck in the third period.
Thanks, Dave.
Pioneers have themselves a lead and some power play time to open up the third period. 1:28 worth. You heard it from the coach. He wants to take advantage. We'll have more coming up. In the West region, Minnesota, the 2 seed, is already through. A win over Colorado College in the first of our doubleheader. Here tonight, 4-2. The Gophers going home in style to the Frozen Four. What will happen in the East? Some big action going on in Worcester. Let's go for a recap. Sean Grandy, Bob Norton.
All right, Dave, thank you so much. Those stands at the Worcester Centrum were full earlier today as the East Regional got underway with some mixed results. We had a great game and one, well, not so much. In Harvard and Maine in the first game, Bob, we saw two teams that we thought might give us a great game, if for no other reason than the contrast in styles. That's exactly how it played out. Harvard twice had leads. Maine came back in the second period to take the lead, but Harvard, who has lived and died in overtime the last couple of weeks, was determined if they were going to go down, it was going to be in period number 4.
Yeah, I thought Harvard played a very strong game against a good Maine team. Harvard kept scrapping and hanging in there. They got good goaltending. Maine had good goaltending. But in the end, Tom Cavanaugh gets a tying goal on a big play by Tim Pettit. Cavanaugh snaps it over Mike Morrison. That tied in 6:15 of the third period. But at 2:02 of the overtime, John Ronan, a cannon just inside the far post underneath the crossbar. And that was the winning goal in OT, and they're excited for Maine.
In the nightcap, some early nerves really hurt Quinnipiac, but Cornell was great.
Yeah, they sure were. Kelly Hughes here scores this one 14-25. This made it 4-0. Then they would make it 5-0. Ryan Vesey off a power play. They had 2 power play goals over the course of the night. They're very tough on power play. And I'll tell you, the big guy, Doug Murray there, huge hit on Ryan Olson, and he gets those every game.
Cornell advances to the next day. Ryan Olson is already in Sunday because Doug Murray knocked him there. National quarterfinals here in Worcester tomorrow. Cornell and New Hampshire in a late game. New Hampshire, the #1 team in the nation.
Well, you never know what these games take out of you in terms of Cornell, but they had the game well in hand early on tonight. New Hampshire is an explosive team. They're deep through 4 lines. Cornell is a very strong defensive team. They're strong through 4 lines. I think there's going to be a lot of people here that are going to read this as a UNH win. I think it's going to be a very, very tough game, and it's going to come down to good goaltending by Matt Carney and Matt Underhill.
BU and May meeting for the 4th time this month. That's what's on tap tomorrow here in Worcester. Dave, back to you.
Sean and Bob, thanks so much. Your game starts at noon Eastern tomorrow in Worcester. And then the other national quarterfinal, 3:30 Eastern time. We'll have more coming up from Ann Arbor. Ryan Miller, Jordan Leopold, Mark Hartigan, and Wade Dulowitz. 4 of the 10 Hobie finalists we've seen here at the West region. Dulowitz looks like he might win it with the effort he's had. 23 saves, 25 shots.
And now we continue with a look at this year's top 10 finalists for the Hobie Baker Memorial Award. Another school placing a player in the top 10 for the first time is St. Cloud State University, with junior forward Mark Hartigan. The WCHA Player of the Year leads the nation in scoring with 75 points, in goals with 37, and in shorthanded goals. Hartigan also rewrote the Huskies record book by setting school records including most points in a season and most goals in a career. And he tied a WCHA record when he scored 4 goals in 1 period. From the Hockey East regular season champions comes New Hampshire senior forward Darren Hadar. The Hockey East Player of the Year continues a streak of 5 years that a member of the Wildcats has been a Hobie finalist. And he's only the 2nd player in New Hampshire history to score over 100 goals in his career. Hailing from Milton, Ontario, Hadar leads the nation in points per game and had a 17-game scoring streak in which he racked up an amazing 42 points. Returning to the top 10 for the 2nd consecutive year is University of Minnesota senior defenseman Jordan Leopold. The Golden Valley, Minnesota native is a 2-time WCHA Defensive Player of the Year, and this season broke the school record for goals by a defenseman in a career. The All-American's 19 goals this season was the most by a blue liner in the nation, and the All-American's plus-minus of 29 is tops on the Minnesota roster. Trying to become the first 2-time winner of the Hobie Baker Memorial Award is goaltender Ryan Miller of Michigan State University. The 2001 award winner returned to the pipes in his hometown of East Lansing and continued to add to his impressive collection of records. Once again this season, the CCHA Goaltender of the Year leads the country in shutouts with 8 and now has whitewashed his opponents an NCAA record 26 times. And rounding out this year's top 10 candidates is junior defenseman Doug Murray of the ECAC regular season champs, Cornell University. Murray has been a huge force in the Big Red's ride to the top, using his huge frame to anchor the nation's top defensive unit. The native of Sweden also has an eye for the net, leading all ECAC defensemen in scoring with 30 points, including a half-dozen power play goals. And there are the 2002 Hobey Baker Memorial Award Top 10 finalists. The recipient will be named on Friday, April 5th in St. Paul, Minnesota at the NCAA Championships, followed by the recipient award dinner April 12th, also to be held in St. Paul.
So we will find out who wins the Hobey Baker during the Frozen Four. Each of these teams want to get there. Big goal scored by Fulgham. Denver lead. Denver has already won the McNaughton Cup for the regular season WCHA title, a Broadmoor trophy to win their tournament as well in the Final Five. In front of the crowd. Can they win the West Region and get off to the Frozen Four in St. Paul, Minnesota? Welcome back, Dave Ryan, Doug Woog. It won't be easy. We've got some power play time to begin the third period. That's a big key.
No question. So far, it's been power play or kill penalty or get bit. And, you know, that's happened for both teams so far. But it's going to be a fine third period, no question about that.
Power play goals were a big part of that middle period here in Ann Arbor. Got each team going in the right direction.
Oh, yes, it did. It's noisy here. Michigan, watch Komisarek, keeps the puck in the zone. That's the start of a great play. Nea gets it over to Nystrom, and Nystrom puts it away. On his way down, he puts it up and in. Komisarek gets some firepower. He risks it in there. That's a big goal. He's been a big powerhouse guy so far. Denver, not to be outdone, has made some good plays too. That's a power play goal by Chris Paradise. That was a big one. Got him back in 1-1. It's a 5-on-3. Dole puts that one away. Bulansky and Cook. And what a great play by, Matt Bull as he hit Fulgham coming in, and that's been the difference.
Scoring summary to this point. Nystrom is 17th early on in that second period, an even strength goal. And the other tallies, power play goals. Paradise, Komisarek throwing it on net from the point. And Dole scoring as well. And Fulgham the even strength goal for a 3-2 Denver lead. They've got a minute 28 of power play time to open up this third period. You saw the shots. What a big advantage for Michigan.
Yes, it's almost 2-1, and that's not uncommon for Denver. They've been in that situation a lot. 2-1 scoring chances and hits. So it looks like UM should be winning, but they're not. It's 3-2 in favor of Denver.
Vancic took the penalty at the tail end of the second period, so he'll sit for nearly a minute 30 to open up the third period of play. Dublowitz has had some absolutely phenomenal saves. Right now, the Pioneers have a lot to smile about, huh?
Oh, they're happy. You know, one thing about, I've seen Denver a lot more obviously than Michigan, but they're a happy group. They're having a lot of fun this year. Great season, a lot of wins.
They'd like to make it one more, the 33rd of the year. Here's Cook. Jesse playing that ahead. Kevin Dole, we saw a moment ago, is one of the goals. Cross-ice play, on the move, trying to connect with Barber. One in front and deflected wide. Burns catching up with it, and he'll rocket it down ice. Swistak on the aggressive forecheck. Out comes Ryan Caldwell. Plays for Dole. He'll dart across the blue line, thinking about a backhand, maybe a wraparound. Instead, he stops. Warner able to head him off right behind the net. Paradise to the right point. Nealon pursued along with Dole. Bulansky, front door, another try at it. Oh, may have gotten off the post perhaps. As Blackburn lost sight of it. He had hit part of the equipment and lost sight of the puck for a moment. Caldwell starts to charge up ice. Sean Cavallari's forecheck. Remember Michigan played last night. Will they be tired? Will they be gassed? Janae hopes not. Offensive zone, quick shot. They get Ortmeyer, the captain, with a blast on. Stop Dublowitz. Stops it short-handed, 5 seconds. And the Wolverines back even straight as Vancic hops out of the box. Komisarek and Ortmeyer out there. The captain hoping this is not his final period of the season. Komisarek. Pass left by the goaltender Blackburn. Camilleri behind the goal line. Swing behind the cage. Try to create some space. Ortmeyer for Camilleri. On his knees, trying to center. Somehow Ortmeyer, as he was charging through, along with Nystrom, got a stick on the puck. Great effort.
That could have been called. That hit a player coming back in there. Woo! Could have been too many men on the ice.
Close to it. And Vancic in his own zone. Plays out the center. Michael Woodford trying to create. Bouncing puck loose. Here comes James charging in. He's denied by Blackburn.
Little speed there.
Connor James.
Connor James came in as a 17-year-old. Now he's about 18 and a half. Now he's 19, but watch a great pass by Max Bull. He's had a pretty good game moving that puck around. Blows in there. Didn't get a whole lot of mustard on that shot. Watch him come in. Doesn't get a hole on it. Burns kind of cuts the angle, but who makes a big save? But Josh Blackburn, who's made a couple big ones as he had Eric Adams in that second period. He nailed him on a breakaway.
His 14th save on 17 DU shots. Dole takes the draw to the right of Blackburn, won by Michigan. White Helmanen, these freshmen gaining valuable experience. Win or lose, the youngsters on this Michigan roster have a lot to remember. What has been an outstanding season. Want it to continue, of course. Jesse Cook at the right point. Want to let it go through. Didn't want to risk deflecting that into his own net. We saw it happen in the first game. Cook for a point. His shot. Again, a piece of it. Blackburn lost it for a moment in the equipment. Didn't know where it was. He looked up. He looked down. And thankfully for the Wolverines, not in the net. And that's gloved down. And a stop play as Romensky had it in the mitt and dropped it.
Cook made two good plays. Probably goes a little bit unnoticed. But instead of firing it in and getting it blocked, he shot the puck wide. Then we got something going on down below. And I say we, it means the players that are down there. Because if he gets it blocked, boom, it's coming down the other side. So he had to finesse the puck through. So his guys down low had something to play with. It's Jesse Cook, number 8, sitting there. And a smart play, veteran player, good passer. He's a long, tall drink of water at 6'5".
Yolansky, Kushtora up front with Paradise here. Forward line, Coach Gwozdecki and DU trying to hold on the road essentially in this West Region NCAA game. National quarterfinal. And a spot for the throws and 4 on the line. Sinea getting a little rough with Dora, and finally the whistle blows to stop play on the near wall.
One thing that would concern me, we kind of hit red with that earlier in the program. Yesterday, Michigan came out and played a phenomenal first period. Were all over, looked like all world. Second period, they were physical. By the third period, they weren't a whole lot. And tonight, maybe the thing is going the same way. Pretty good the first, okay the second. Right now, the first couple of minutes has been all Denver.
Exactly what Coach George Gwozdecki told us in between the second and third periods. Hope to get a power play tally, didn't get that, but tilt the ice in their direction. Done that. Dora on the off wing, his shot deflected away. Here comes Risnar to the offensive zone. Big number 22 in the dark sweater, rung up in the corner. And physical play. DU continues. Good play in its own zone. Centering try. Players knocked down in the slot. Risnar regains, trying to center for Shania. He lost his edge. And it's plucked loose by Caldwell. Paradise will shovel deep into the offensive zone for Denver. And a line change for the Pioneers. Sherrick plays the teammate Jay Vancic. Camilleri lost at center ice. Weber trying to come free with it. Vancic stands him up at the blue line, making sure that the quick Matt Weber, 23 in the white sweater, couldn't get by him. Well, he's got an A in the sweater. Standing defensive plays like that. And the puck is iced by Denver. Denver keeps the intensity up. Connor James trying to go short side on Josh Blackburn, but he shut him down, keeping this a 1-goal game. 18,126 fans watched Denver take care of Minnesota. The WCHA Final 5 championship game in St. Paul. Not nearly the crowd here, of course, in a smaller venue at Yost Arena. They're plenty loud, though, and once again, Denver playing a great road-type game. Warner into the offensive zone. He's there for an ice trim. Jed Ortmeyer set up in front, trying to battle and get some position. And great here for the Wolverines. Down by 1 on home ice. Camilleri far corner. Comes off the half-court, great feet. Werner scores! What a pass and what a finish by the freshman Eric Werner!
Well, you've got a dominant play coming out of the corner here, a rollout. Call it a cycle, whatever you want, but a terrific pass by Camilleri. And he puts Werner, who sneaks in from the defensive spot right in the slot. Terrific pass, terrific move, comes into the blind side, puts it upstairs.
Oh, CCHA rookie team, and we know why now. What a pass by Camilleri. And Werner, one of the smallest defensemen you'll see at any level, charging to the net with reckless abandon. We've seen great open ice hits from him. We've seen him lug the puck coast to coast with great moves. Red Berenson told us he's not the best skater, doesn't have the prettiest shot, but he's always in the right position.
He's a hockey player. We said that last night. It sounds kind of funny, but when we say that, it means he's got the instincts, got the athleticism that go with hockey sense.
Now the crowd starts to really get into it.
I'm just going to say, this crowd is just going to pick it up right now. See the battle down underneath. Adams got his guy, but Camilleri comes sneaking out of that corner, and Werner sees the opening. He steps in, and it was a great shot in the upper corner. We have a 3-3 tie. What a hockey game.
He's only 5'8", 155 pounds, the freshman from Grosse Pointe Woods, Michigan. Give him his 5th goal of the year. Even strength tally to tie our game at 3. That's a big one. Caldwell trying to tip it ahead. Connor James hit hard by Vancic into the near wall. James will avoid a check again from Vancic, who had him lined up at the right point.
He didn't like him.
Now Geis some speed, trying to split a double team. Milan Geis trying to get through and can't quite do it. Good back check play as Denver avoids the penalty. Now Woodford some speed. Will bust along that left wing in the near wall. Hit hard on the play by Caldwell into the boards. Kenzie lost his stick for a moment. The two blue liners head off ice on a change. There's Vancic. Fires ahead for Helminen. Freshman tipped it up. Guy still on the ice for a few moments now. Lemensky at 1 point, trying to hold it in, but Paradise will swing it out. Gets the return pass. Here's Paradise, the sniper shot, blocked away by Werner. He just scored a moment ago, then blocks a shot there. Paradise to the point, and we have got a whistle.
Yep.
Crease call.
Little crease in the crease. I shouldn't say little crease, big crease. Much bigger than the NHL crease. Last night we saw a real important goal call back. Somebody's toes were in the crease. Had it been the NHL crease, it would have been okay. Trying to protect the goalies a little bit. I think a reduction of that crease would be better for hockey.
Shunea takes the draw with Paradise outside the Michigan blue line. Here's Romensky. He'll wrap it around the boards. Rohr trying to hold it in, cannot. Riznar ahead of the pack. Just lost the handle last moment. Adams holds him up. There's a good back check play by Riznar's size advantage. Mink, Shunea, and Riznar try to cycle here. Picked off by Dora. Puts in right on net. Blackburn will cover up easily. On a shot from Lakush Dora.
Denver, they got a side once in a while. As soon as that puck gets turned over and starts going towards the blue, they got such great speed. They counter so quickly. They got to scare you as a player and as a coach. They just seem to have that explosiveness all the way up and down their lineup. Great speed.
What an atmosphere for college hockey here tonight at Yost Arena. Like Red Berenson told us before the game, what other place would Michigan ever want to play in but here? We can be wearing green sweaters. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I don't know if he'd like that.
It's not Michigan State green, of course.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Figure of speech. Knocked down, it's offside.
North Dakota green.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. Well, this is not uncommon though for Michigan, for Michigan or anybody else to double the shots on goal against Denver. They don't take a lot of shots. They'll do that. Play good D. They're already at their quota of goals, so they normally don't give up 3, Denver.
Mike Camilleri had that great assist. Came here with his father on a recruiting visit, the 1998 regionals to this building. When Michigan topped Colorado College, knocked the Tigers out. That brought them to the Frozen Four as Dole carries into the offensive zone. Game shot is knocked away. Here's Camilleri. Said he was sold that night with the incredible atmosphere. Michigan went on to win a national championship that year. And Camilleri now in the final game of his season at Yost Arena is hoping to continue the tradition, electrify the crowd again as he was in high school coming in from Toronto.
There's Mike Camilleri, that last rush. Great defense by Denver, kept that away from being an advantage play. On the right side of your left side of your screen, you got to pick up and watch Camilleri, how smooth he is. He's just so fluid, makes the game look easy. He just glides like he's dancing.
He told us his dad's a great soccer player too.
Yeah, not a hockey player.
No. Very good athletes in the family. Camilleri has been electrifying in this West region all year long for the Wolverines. Outside of the Pioneers.
Probably lucky in one way. Sometimes parents, if they're too involved, get in the minds of these guys. He has a pretty fresh, clean mind. Nobody's been telling him what to do every minute. Not over-organized. There's Fulham, big freshman, scored a big goal, made it 3-2, which said the Wolverines will come back to tie it.
On a goal by another freshman, Eric Horner. Tremendous speed from Camilleri to create. Now it's Vancic marching up ice. Hit hard at center there by Max Bull. Woodford plays it around to the point, bouncing puck loose in the slots. Michigan can't quite pick up the loose change, and Fulgham with some speed had it poked away last second. Woodford and Hellman in. Swing it back to the defense. Vancic on Komisarek, the big defenseman for Michigan.
Komisarek is a smart defenseman. We talk about his bigness, but he's awful smart as well.
Size and speed, big part of the Michigan attack. Wolverines have tied this game. Drama escalates in Ann Arbor. David Neal, Craig Murray set to take the draw here in Ann Arbor. Shade over 12 to go in regulation. Tie game. Spot for the Frozen Four on the line. Lomensky blasts around the boards, but not out of the zone. Weber trying to rake it free on that far wall. Murray out there, along with J.J. Swistak, 12 in the dark sweater. Scrum going on, and finally Swistak sweeps it down ice. Icing the call.
Battle going on. One thing I've noticed here tonight, the guy that comes out and cleans the ice, he wears a tie. The guys that are on Zambonis, they wear ties. So they must have a regulation here, but you got to have a tie on if you work for the rink.
No, we're working. We're in the broadcast booth. We have ties.
That's right.
On,
that was part of the deal. Our right-hand stat man, he's got him. All right. All right, big guy. Barry Schmade's talent stats. What a guy.
Thanks to him and our entire crew throughout this quadruple header of college hockey. We've had 4 games. We'll broadcast 2 of those, of course, involving Michigan as the Wolverines try to advance. Great work from our entire crew. Sights and sounds of the West Regional. Thanks to them. At the point, McKenzie trying to redirect off the post as Cook had a shot at it. Off the outside of the right post, and Blackburn almost beaten for the 4th Denver goal. James making life difficult in the offensive zone for Michigan. Now Risnar will bust out loose and ends up hammering his man into the offensive end. It's Cook. Aggressive on the forecheck. Risnar comes loose in the near corner. Watch closely there by Aaron McKenzie, 20 in the white sweater. And out comes James. Good speed for Connor James. You've seen that on the left wing. Tries to bust it in the right side this time. And Sarek gets there first. Just about halfway through 3rd period action. Werner has tied the game on a brilliant pass here in the 3rd period. Camilleri with the assist. Dora trying to get loose, fires a shot off, and the right bad stop by Blackburn. I don't think Josh thought Dora could get kind of heat on the shot through a screen. He released a laser beam shot. Now Nystrom trying to come in wide. He scored early in this game for Michigan. One of 3 put across against Dulowitz, the Hobie Baker finalist. 1 of 10. Camilleri regains. Here's Rumensky. Left point shot is wide. Camilleri sees the check from Paradise coming, then regains. Jumps it up the half court, trying to center. Ortmeyer there, loose puck. And Wade Dulowitz will cover up, forcing a draw deep in his zone. We are exactly halfway through the third.
Eric Adams, a terrific job of containing one of the forwards for Michigan. I think it was Jed Ortmeyer. He had him tied up. Eventually the puck just laid there, and the goaltender Dulowitz picked it up. But what a great effort. Some juking going on down there by number 13, Camilleri. Just some fine hockey. We are blessed here tonight.
Great atmosphere. Great players like Camilleri, and a great game to boot. Couldn't ask for much more here in the West Region National Quarterfinals. Minnesota has already advanced. They're heading home. They will be in the Frozen Four this year, just a couple of miles from their campus. St. Paul, Minnesota. Not the home rink, but it may as well be.
Yeah, it will be. It's only about 3 miles from where I live. I think I'll be there.
Yeah, you might want to do that. Rumensky in the offensive zone and a good chance. Werner bidding for another goal. It's loose. Up near the blue line and swept in by Werner. Great effort by the freshman to keep the play alive. Geischel on the near wall. Cross-ice play, knocked aside by Keith. And Werner scampers back into his own zone. Just the freshman. Starts to rush up ice. We told you about his end-to-end rushes. We've seen plenty of those this year. That was impressive again. That's so much confidence, and that's a big part of his game. Keith shovels down ice. Rumensky loves it down. He'll force it right back into the DU zone. Line change for each side. We'll see Hollema. Finnish native will try to start the rush up ice. Picked off though. And a blocker stop. Dulowitz out of midair had to stop the shot from Andy Burns. We'll rush here for Foster. Trying to tee up his man, teammate Matt Weber with the play is whistled down at the blue line.
Little different kind of defensive pairs. Michigan a little more mobility, I think, whereas Denver's got the bigger guys. A little big, bigger like Jesse Cook, number 8, Brian Vines. We talked about him bench pressing a house or an apartment. Aaron McKenzie, a little bit of everything. Bigger guys, a little more containers.
Neal takes the draw with Murray. It's one back to Denver and McKenzie. Here's Jesse Cook in his own zone. Aaron McKenzie, the assistant captain, starts to rush up ice. Foster trying to find the handle in the offensive end, could not. Neal, though, will strip it away from Woodford. Just as he was starting to march up ice himself for the Wolverines. Here's hard taken down by McKenzie. DU on the attack. Neal, 28 and white. Bust into the offensive zone, going right through, and the shot stopped by Blackburn, sprawling out in front of his crease. Great move as Neal looked like he was going to come to the right wing and suddenly cut right for the net and really fooled the Michigan defense.
Good speed, he beat Rogers.
Now Denver coming in again. It's Weber. There's the handle. Trying to make the attack. Gained by the assistant captain, Shadea. Swiss back at center. Shadea hit the back. He was wide open, but the pass was broken up. And then the puck touched by a high stick. That'll stop play in the neutral zone. Just under 8 to go. Exciting third period. Which team will advance to St. Paul? Which team's season will end? We'll find out. If you're just joining us, you missed some great hockey action, but we have time to recap everything that's happened in this 3-3 thriller.
Well, that's Nystrom scoring. Quick shot. This is Paradise fired for Denver. Komisarek up the corner. That's goal. 5-on-3. Fulgham pass from Bull. Oh, and that's Werner from a pass from Camilleri. Great job.
That is exactly why we were tied up. There's Paradise, who has one of the 3 tallies we saw a moment ago, as they are taking on this difficult crowd here in Michigan tonight. Romanensky spin around into the offensive zone. Paradise involved in a battle, and Camilleri is knocked over. That'll force a draw.
The draws
2
have not
seconds in.
gone to Denver's side. Paradise as good as there is in the WCHA, but I tell you, the Wolverines are kicking butt on the on the Pioneers tonight. They've just been kicking every period.
The captain, Ortmeyer, native of Omaha, Nebraska. Multiple sports star there, and he's really been a star for Red Berenson and the Wolverines. Huge hits, offensive chances, and of course the constant leadership. Paradise bumped to the red line by Camilleri. Michigan again on the attack. Camilleri some speed, left wing trying to center. And his man coming through, and Ortmeyer, the captain. He spun down at the last minute. Good back check there from Paradise. Kushdora try to start to rush up ice here. Banked off the sideboard by Caldwell.
9-iron shot there.
Nystrom lost the handle. Some pressure. And again, Denver in the offensive zone trying to get something going. Here's Geis, a little bit of speed. Got Woodford with him. Elon Geis stop and go. Move, quick shot. Gudlowitz a piece of it. With a catching glove, had to be alert. Geis just bounces off the wall so quickly and released the shot. Second time he's done that tonight. Really stun a goaltender if you're not completely ready for the puck.
Quick release.
For sure, Riders holds it in. Well, shot, bouncing puck down low. And Gudlowitz able to deflect their side. Still loose in front of the low slot as Geis was taken down. Crown wants a penalty. Not the referee. Without the arm in the air, no call. The puck is iced.
Absolutely no penalty there either. That's the home crowd giving the business. But he made a great call because he called nothing. There was a lot of bodies. You talked about maybe a mudroom. There's everything lying around there. Here it is coming in here. Now watch the action. Everybody gets picked up. Looks like penalty, but one guy's holding the other guy's stick. Can't find the puck. People are picking people up. I like the no call. This referee doesn't want to decide this game with a bad decision.
Bull, Keith, and Fulgham on the ice here for the Pioneers. Fourth line, Shenan takes the draw. He's got Risnar with him, in addition to Mark Mink. Shenan and Mink both played in the Frozen Four last year. Lost in that semifinal game to BC. Remember, it's stuck with them all the way to this point of this season. So all the physical play. Both teams trying to get into it. Sharp angle shot sent from the half boards is easily stopped by Wade Dublowitz, keeping us tied at 3.
A lot of stats going Michigan's favor. Hits are in their favor. Face-offs in their favor. But the score is 3-3.
It's shots, too. Look at that, 34-19. That's what Dublowitz has stopped so far.
Yep, that's not uncommon for him. These young fellas that put in a lot of work over the last years, probably played 2,000 games in their life, but this is the biggest one they're in. The one they're in right now tonight.
He was the MVP of the Final Five. In St. Paul, you witnessed in person. A chance here for a big effort tonight against Michigan on the Wolverines' home ice. Adams and the captain Vines try to bring up. Here's Paradise. Looking to knock it through the backhand. Komisarek had a piece of it. Dora from the left point. Had a shot blocked by big Mike Komisarek. And Shania carries through. On the move, Mark Mink. Gains the offensive zone. Blocker stop. Dublowitz into the near corner. Kushdora will bust out the other way. He's been on for a long time. Rifle toward the Michigan goal and sprints off on a chain. 5:20 and counting now. An exciting third period. In regulation, in a tie game. Everything at stake in an elimination contest for each. Keith banks it off the near wall. Going to get puck deep into the offensive zone for the Pioneers. Fulgham, forecheck, able to slip the puck away. Make a nice steal. Denver carries in front. Puck is loose. Near good bid there for Max Bull, but the Wolverines come out the other way now with some numbers. David Moss hit hard. On the sideboards. Rogers trying to keep the play alive from the point. One-time shot. Murray is deflected high off the glass and stays in play. Aaron McKenzie. The defenseman will lug through the neutral zone, trying to weed through traffic. Nemensky watches him closely. Shot goes off the side of the goal and to the end boards. Here's Warner. Tied the game up in this third period. Denver not even considering overtime right now. They've been aggressive. Lions can't hold it in, though. And here comes Eric Adams retreating into his own zone. Can't settle a bouncing puck. That was dangerous in front of his own goal. Camilleri kept it alive for Nystrom. Camilleri's the playmaker. Denver's got to watch 13 in dark. The dark sweater has been so dangerous. Sharp angle shot. Rifle it right on the pad stop by Dudlowitz. Deflects all the way out to center. That's where Vancek's got to retreat and regain. He'll try to keep it alive. Adams knocked it down. Good play. Holding it in the Denver offensive zone. Here's Warner. Trying to work it out. Ortmeyer, and the play is whistled down offside. 3:36 in the exciting third period. The captain, Jed Ortmeyer, hoping to advance to the next round. That means a trip to St. Paul, Minnesota. Denver has other ideas. Part of the charm of Yost Arena here in Ann Arbor. Glenn Williams, the public address announcer, is retiring after 33 years as the PA man. And all the games, great college, future NHL, Hall of Fame level players he's seen.
Yeah, he's probably seen about 4,000 wins in his day.
That's quite a stat. That's the best we've had all night.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, in terms
33.
of the
Commitment
meaning
to the program,
Yeah.
that's right. He should be hanging one of these walls.
In front, one-timer, what a chance. Goal, trying to make it a one-goal lead for Denver on a one-timer. Nearly did just that. From the point, deflected just wide. And a big shot put right on. Palame from Finland. And a left point drive that just about made it a one-goal lead as well. Caldwell made a nice trip. Here's goal. Oh, an attempt to give his team a lead a moment ago. Hellman in with some speed through the neutral zone, but he's held up at the blue line. We hit the 3-minute mark remaining here in the period. Right off the draw, DU, couple of good chances. That has not been a great memory for a PA announcer, to say the least. Kevin Goal with an outstanding bid, one of the best we've seen in the latter stages of the third period.
He's talking about the address fellow. He's talking about overtime. Are we worried about that?
It's obvious Denver is playing to win this game in regulation. No conservative play really from either side.
No.
That would not match the style these two great teams have put on the ice all season long to get to this point.
A lot of good hockey, a lot of plays. Hearts are being laid out on that ice. It's going to be a shame somebody's going to walk away with an L.
Max Bull takes the draw. Comes back to the point. Cook, Weber, his shot well wide to the left of Blackburn. Weber trying to hold it in. That's a puck in the slot. Keith was taken down. We don't see many calls, though, this late in the game. Marginal penalties. Wisnar, nice effort to get around Jesse Cook. Wisnar pays the price in the near corner. He's blasted hard into the corner boards. Mink trying to come free with it. Shania heading to the front of the net. Kenzie gets there first, though. Max Bull tips it ahead. All the way down ice, and he'll head off on a change. And Mink come together on the way to the bench. Dora plays cross ice for Paradise. Well, knocked it in. Shovel it with a backhand. Blackburn sees the defenseman Warner, the freshman. Dora on the near wing board. Trying to create something here. Another 2 minutes to go in regulation. Adams lets it go all the way through. Icing the call.
Oh boy, 143. Obviously nobody wants to make that mistake. But I think the key point will be a turnover to the neutral zone. You've got to get that puck in deep, let the other team make the mistake. You stay away from those turnovers, you probably won't have outman rushes.
Kevin Dole, Greg Barber up front here, along with Connor James, Coach Gwozdecky and the Pioneers, hoping for a victory to send them to the Frozen Four. Camilleri will take the draw. These D-zone draws, absolutely crucial all game long, but especially now. Dole and Camilleri battle for it. Barber trying to follow up. Here's Ortmeyer, the captain. Good lob. High up in the air, glove down by Camilleri. Trying to fish his way through traffic. McKenzie has lost big minutes in this game tonight. Trying to bring it through. Ortmeyer the picked up. And Jet charging through in the offensive zone. He's there. Nice return pass. Ortmeyer scores! What a play for the Maize and Blue. We've talked all night about the leadership of Jed Ortmeyer, and he finishes the rush.
Turnover right there by McKenzie, right at the blue line. Coming back right-handed. I think that's Ortmeyer. Oh, what an exchange of passes there. Holy buckets. We got Ortmeyer involved.
Nystrom the pass to get it set up.
Beautiful
What
pass.
a feed by the freshman, returning to Ortmeyer, who knocks it in by Wade Dublowitz.
You can't get any prettier than that one. Boom. That is an awesome go-ahead goal. We just talked about turnovers at the offensive blue line. That would be the difference, and that's where you got the outmanned rush. For Denver, unfortunately, it was number 20, McKenzie, who came in, got the puck turned over. Good defensive play at the blue line. Boom. My goodness, what a play.
Eric Nystrom must have learned a thing or two from watching the old film clips of his dad. Bob lead the Islanders to 4 straight Stanley Cup championships. And now Michigan on the verge of the Frozen Four thanks to a brilliant pass by Nystrom. And a better finish from Ortmeyer, the captain from Omaha, Nebraska. Just over a minute to go in regulation. And all of a sudden, the top-seeded Pioneers in a heap of trouble. Jelansky trying to play it out of his zone. Camilleri the intercept. Ortmeyer still on the ice after the brilliant goal. This place just rocking after the tally. Thought the roof might come down here at the Yost.
Well, that was a one-touch. I'm missing something. What did the crowd go crazy about?
It's a post-goal cheer, I believe, still going on here.
Yeah, it's kind of a culture lag there.
Oh, they have some clock issues to make sure the time is right. There's 53.8 left, as you can see. That's all potentially that's left in George Gwozdeki's season. And the DU Pioneers, they're going to check with the video goal judge to make sure the time is exactly right. And of course, in this critical game, the officials on ice and off ice want to make sure they're 100% accurate. Turnover in the offensive zone started the rush. Ortmeyer went to Nystrom and got it back.
Went a one-timer right back. Didn't hold that puck. Ortmeyer was unselfish to begin with. Puts it on Nystrom's stick. Returns the favor. Boom, in the net.
What a game he's had with 3 points.
Big guys play big in big games. And it's a trite saying, but how true it is. Johnny Poe was a big factor. Jeff Tate this afternoon in the Minnesota victory. Those are big-time players for Minnesota. Ortmeyer's a big-time player for Michigan.
In his last 12 games now, Doug, give him 7 goals, 8 assists. He's up to 15 points in that stretch. And a key reason why Michigan is just 53.8 seconds or so, we're not sure exactly because the time now being reviewed, away from St. Paul and this year's Frozen Four.
The line of Nystrom, Camilleri, and Ortmeyer have been visible since the beginning of the game. It was a nice play by that line that created the tying goal by Werner. The defenseman stepped in on the Camilleri pass and brought it to a 3-3 tie.
Keep in mind, we are providing the video replays of our NCAA production truck. And the video goal judge up top here next to us.
Well, there David, clock problems.
We are providing the replays for the off-ice officials up top above Yost Arena, so we will try to get things straightened out, make sure the time frame is exactly right. What is remaining here in the third period. Could not ask for more dramatic contest all the way through. Denver playing has been the perfect playoff type game. So Camilleri, a brilliant feed. Derek Warner, the freshman defenseman, and then another thrush. What a story it's been for Red Berenson and these young players. Nystrom with a tremendous pass, and the one-timer finished by the captain, Jed Ortmeyer, giving his team what they hope here in Ann Arbor is a victory in the national quarterfinals.
What happened on that play, puck was going to the offensive zone. It got Nick chipped out of there. Denver could not get back, and it was David Neal who had to take McKenzie's spot on defense. So the attack was against one defender and one forward, and that was able to create the difference. As Ortmeyer got in between them, pushed the puck to Nystrom, back over to the right, boom, in.
These young Wolverine fans are fired up. He's ready to go, I think, and play for Red someday, huh?
Well, he's been here for 8 years. He's only 7, but he's been here for 8. Oh boy, Denver's had a great season. We'll see what happens, see if it lasts any longer.
In their first NCAA appearance since 1999. 4 teams have won the regular season of the playoffs in the WCHA since the current format was adopted in 87-88. And DU one of those squads, but they knew they'd have an incredible challenge facing this crowd because Michigan won their game against St. Cloud, and now the home ice advantage here for the regional final.
The timer's got a big job. The guy that's got his finger on the trigger, he's got to realize that puck's out of bounds. Maybe he didn't know that, or he forgot to turn it off, but that's what the deal is. Puck goes out at 57 seconds. It ends up with 54 and 53 on the board, and that's what all the fuss is about.
Well, you can clearly see why. With a goal and a helper in this game, the Nystrom was ranked 11th in North American skaters in the mid-year report by the NHL scouting report. That's tops on the team among skaters. He has got an incredible future ahead of him. Eric Nystrom.
Smooth, smart. What a one-touch pass back. Good speed, too.
Well, Coach, it has finally been settled. 57.8. That's what we have left in the third period. Now Denver, after the break, almost serves as a timeout. Remember, they used their timeout earlier during the 5-on-3. Some time to chat about it and regroup a bit. And Dulowitz comes out of the net. Empty net on the other end. It's bounced down by the Wolverines. The play is stopped first at center ice.
Strategy is going to be dump it in, get it over the red line. They'll probably put it back in. Maybe they'll put another player in the net here. That's my guess, is put somebody back between the face-off and the puck.
Ryan Caldwell is there. He's waiting in his own blue line just in case. The draw is won by Camilleri, the best face-off man for the Maize and Blue.
I've seen George pull his goaltender with 8 or 9 minutes left in the third period. He's not afraid to gamble. This is not a gamble.
There's no tomorrow for Denver. Michigan hopes to be taking a trip to St. Paul, Minnesota in the Frozen Four. Extra attacker on the ice here for DU. Caldwell trying to keep it in. Left point, cleared away out to center ice. Here's Cook with it. There's an empty net on the other end for Denver. Barber couldn't keep the play alive. That's at center. Nystrom scores! The freshman has done it again! Another Wolverine rookie finishes off DU. This one is over.
Well, he picks off that pass along the rail. It could have been an icing too, but instead it was a goal. And of course the goal salts this one away. I'm not sure he got over the red line. No, that would have been an icing, but he gets it in the net. Good one-hopper to the twine.
What a game this kid Nystrom has had. We just got done talking about his incredible future as the Yost literally in front of us is rocking. Jam-packed full of Michigan fans.
It is rocking.
Parts of it are shaking, quite literally.
Thanks for warning me.
2-goal game here for Michigan in the final seconds as they are set for a return trip to the Frozen Four. Keep in mind the Frozen Four field from last year at Albany, the only team remaining, the Wolverines. So they're going to go back now. 5 seconds left in that. Still enough net, by the way, down ice. Risnar. That'll do it. Berenson has done it again, Doug.
Yeah, I think his players have too. They came out. Blackburn gave them a steady performance. The defense was mobile. They were opportunistic. They made things happen, and they showed lots of speed.
Congratulating his team. Travel plan set now for St. Paul, Minnesota in the Frozen Four. The Golden Gophers and the Wolverines, the 2 and the 4 seed, are headed off to St. Paul. Maine, BU, Cornell, and the Wildcats of UNH face off tomorrow in Worcester. 2 of those teams will go to your neck of the woods, the Twin Cities.
Yes, and I feel sorry. I guess I want to get a little plug in for Denver. The great job that George Wozdecki did and his team. This is a classic game here tonight. Great winner, great losers, and it's been marvelous to be able to call the games.
38-21, Michigan outshoots DU and outscores them most importantly. Camilleri brilliant. The entire Wolverine team celebrating tonight. So the tickets are punched for St. Paul. Michigan, Minnesota are going. For Doug Woog and our entire NCAA Productions crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Michigan Wolverines thrilling the home crowd with a 5-3 win over the Pioneers. So long, everyone, from Ann Arbor.